Do this.
Nice.
Hello, everyone that's watching, whether on playback or live with us. I am Nathan, your Dungeon Master, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 7 players today.
Woo!
Hey, everyone, say hello.
Hi!
I'm gonna have everyone go around and just quickly introduce themselves and their characters, except for one person who we'll get to meet in a little bit because we have a special guest this week. So, just so we can all get to know each other, let's start right here and go around the table. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Hannah and I play Uyanga.
Hey, I'm Ayla and I play Aerie.
I'm Justin and I play Cypress.
I'm Logan and I play Aegon the Star-Eye.
I'm Claire and I play Lupin.
I'm Annie and I play Axios.
And we'll introduce our friend down here as Denton, but we will get to
Hi,
know a little bit
Denton.
more about him later on in today's session. So, as your Dungeon Master, I have the privilege of trying to recap 4 sessions of content in about 3 minutes. So, we're going to give it a shot. For those of you who have not watched any sessions prior, you can find the sessions in the QR code below by heading out to our Yafi VOD's YouTube page or in the compilations on Twitch.
Denton is where the QR code is.
Denton is sitting where the QR code used to be. If you're smart, you can probably figure it out without a QR code. So what I'm going to say is that you can watch all of that, but I'm about to summarize as much as you need to know to get up to speed right now. This takes place in the universe of Chrysalis, a universe in which magic is exclusively derived from gemstones that you mine from the earth. 8 different civilizations are built upon the deposits of those gemstones, which give them those unique kinds of powers, whether enchantment, divination, evocation, and other. In this world also, there are several regions that believe in the political ideologies and the philosophies that their magics provide them. We center in on the Sapphire Scholars, a 3-university system that is made up of people who are researching new ways to improve and advance their warfare, their medicine, their academic research, and their divination. The Celestial Conservatory is where our 6 players met as they formed an adventuring party and discovered a secret dungeon on their campus premises, an underground dungeon of Taurus. As they adventured down and found what was later revealed to be a celestial script, they were all cursed with the reality that they would phase out of existence in a process called Celestial Ascension in just 16 days. Headmaster Zagria of the Celestial Conservatory wanted to protect them, but it wasn't just the Ascension that was threatening our heroes. The people, known as the Truthkeepers, or the officers under Truthkeeper Prionis of the Library of Evolution and the Sapphire Scholars, were hot on their tails trying to, let's just say, capture them for academic purposes. And as they fled the Celestial Conservatory, they were following a signal, a beam of light that wasn't going to last much longer. They fled into the forest, only narrowly escaping with their lives. And after a night of rest and some wild magic surging, they have woken up the next day and are preparing their journey. And that is where we will begin our session. It is a hot and humid morning as the sun rises at about, let's call it 7:30 a.m. Now, you are covered in a pretty dense forest, but if I were to point to the map briefly, you are really, really close to your destination, only about a half day's journey. As you are hiding out in the forest, you wake up, you've got some elks there, Harold and Mards, that are watching over you as they are almost intact. Well, let's find out how well they did. Okay, they're a little alert. It seems as though they were relatively caring of all of you as you were asleep. You've all packed up for the day. I recall that Lupin and Cypress had a pretty traumatic evening of sleep. And Cypress had a moment when he actually saw blue cloaked wizards in the very, very distance. He had a third eye at the time. Walking in sort of a perpendicular direction to where you were. However, all of you could tell from the magical energy that was emanating from the spell that Zagria cast, that later would fade into the night, that the location that it was in is around this city that you would know as Starstep, a mining town on the outskirts of the Sapphire Scholars, at the base of what are called the Thunder Crag Mountains. So you can move forward. But I'm not telling you what to do. That's just where the signal came from. You all wake up. What do you do?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We moving.
Had a
All right, everybody.
morning.
Before we get moving, can we do safety check?
What? Do what?
Safety check around the area.
Safety check? Yeah, we can do that.
We're talking traps?
Do a safety
No,
that
I'm
what
more
we're doing?
like scouting for people.
Oh, okay.
Like, just do like a quick lap around everything.
Yeah, sure. Whoever's doing it, roll perception, but I'll have max of 2.
I may not.
I don't know. Who
I'll roll it because I'm gonna guess
I got it, I got it.
doing it.
Yeah, you
I got it,
said
I
it.
got it.
I do it. Very stealthy.
That's
I'm not very
15.
perception-y.
Okay, I'll take a note. Let's find out. I do not predetermine whether they're doing a good job of tracking you or not. They have their own spells and their own means, but I'm representing how successful they were throughout the night. I think it was obvious that this is important to the Truthkeeper Prionis, that you are found in some reasonable capacity, captured alive if possible. So,
If possible.
well, you heard his words, I suppose. As all of you are preparing to move on your way, you are pretty, or I guess, Cypress, you look around, you take a scouting mission, do you do anything while you're out there? Anything special?
I climb a tree.
Naturally. Climb a tree, look around, you're pretty confident that there is no one in sight. In fact, it's a pretty empty day outside, this would be like a half day's journey away from the Starstep.
I also try to look to the direction I saw them last night.
Okay.
That would
Yeah,
see
that makes sense.
anything,
That makes sense.
but-
You also don't see anything.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Do you head out?
Yep, I hop
I
aboard
suppose
Sar
so.
and we're heading out.
On Sar, I'm assuming we're on Fern here, the werebear.
I like.
Riding on Fern, you would be Lupin riding on Fern?
I'm sitting on.
Great.
Can I like reach Ari, you want to ride?
Love one.
So yeah, Ari hops up with me.
Yeah, I definitely think the two of you can very comfortably ride on a
yes, we
mare
can ride
like
with
Sar.
Hey, Cypress.
Yeet.
You want to ride?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
He can handle you, but I'll have you roll athletics anyways because it'd
Okay.
be pretty funny if you
What's
just
6
mishandled
roll?
The
him.
lion riding on top of the dog.
18.
18,
Yeet
great.
him.
So not only do you have
What
a
a
horse
sight.
and a werebear carrying all these individuals, but you've just got like a Goliath just galloping along with this dude on his back. I mean, and Cypress is he's probably doing like Squirrel Scouts, maneuvers to double check as y'all are going forward. I'm gonna hold your 15 as you travel. Because you're spending at least a half day traveling through the forest, first I'm gonna ask you if you do anything special. We've already got your scout looking for things. Is there anything else that you're doing?
Headmaster Zacharias seemed pretty insistent that we not really talk about who we are. And, as far as I'm aware, that spell that she cast pretty much was immediately adjacent to Starstep. I think we ought to figure out some names and stories as to why a party of 6 people who appear to have just slept in the woods and are running out of the woods covered in what I assume to be a bunch of sweat are what we're doing in this mining town. So we should get our stories straight.
I have mine.
We're
It could still be an adventuring party. We
Words.
just need to come up with individual
Right.
how we ended up together, where
Well,
we came from.
I don't know
types.
if people will be asking that many questions. I guess I don't want them to go back and think that people are coming from the Celestial Conservatory.
Agreed.
Maybe we
It would-
should jog around the other way and come from the east or the west rather than coming straight from the conservatory.
Suppose we could. I know there's a road leading directly north. We could go south a little bit and come up just through the north road. Or
Would there be
south
truth
road.
seekers in Starstep?
Possible.
It's
The closest town, probably.
I can't
They might
imagine that they
assume-
haven't teleported there already.
Yeah,
to
they
check.
might assume we're going there.
Yeah.
I say the more we can evade them, the better.
I agree.
I say we go by the north road.
Sounds good.
I like that.
So, adventurers looking to get some mining done in the mountains?
I
Everybody good with that?
think that's,
We need some
we are looking
spells.
for a tomb that usually means underground.
Generally mining.
We could
sounds
go
good.
do some mining.
I wouldn't mind mining a little myself.
We could use the gold as well.
I agree.
We are a little low from our last purchase.
Yeah. How well
But that
that
was worth-
turned out for us.
I agree,
That's
but
a lot.
if we want to
tree
eat,
over.
and I do, we should
Yeah,
get some gold.
that's fair.
How do we get gold?
We
I
have-
can,
we would
uh,
sell
so- I
spells
can eat a
that we
lot.
found.
So
Thanks,
let's go
Cypress.
mining and then sell spells.
I appreciate all these mushrooms that you've been feeding us, but
You want the flowers that we all
I
clean
think
us?
I might like some food.
Okay. So it looks like you got your story straight, and the party continues journeying. They are going to take this sort of a northern swing onto the town there. Because you're spending at least a half day traveling, I get to roll, and we're going to see just literally anything can happen. It can be helpful, it can not be helpful. And so we're going to see how that goes. Okay. So what I want is for everyone to roll a Constitution save.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Wait, with a
Oh no. That's a.
That's a 10.
I want the lowest.
Oh no. So it's a save, not an ability check, right?
It's a save.
So
Oh,
that
yeah,
20 doesn't
probably.
do anything.
It does not do anything.
Oh!
It's a different die! I got a different die!
This man
Justin already got
has
a crit.
blessed
Very
us.
nice.
He's too
So
lucky.
is 5 our lowest over here? Is it Aegon?
Probably. I hope so.
Probably.
Five.
I think
Cool.
five
I got
is the lowest,
tired. Very Cypress.
Fair enough.
Good. So
Unless I'm just
Sorry,
gonna lay
sorry.
off the mushrooms.
the
I'll pay you back.
this sort of a pseudo swampy forested area here really begins to feel dank. The
Dank,
kind of the ground. Dankness at a maximum level here. It turns out,
Dank.
you know what?
Dank.
Here we go. It's a 5,
Yeah,
but it
5.
smells bad.
5 dank.
Do be kind of smelling.
Do be kind of smelling bad. So
Do be kind of dank.
the ground is sifting under your feet a little bit. It's a little squishy. There's clearly so much humidity in the air, and the forest is trapping the humidity in. Not a ton of sun, so you're not getting sunburned if any of you care. But what's ending up happening is that you can kind of feel it being harder to breathe over time. And it takes a lot of effort to kind of keep yourselves moving at a tip-top pace as you're, not sprinting, but trying to move swiftly through the forest. And Aegon over here is carrying, for some reason, a man on his own shoulders. And you
He's
begin...
a tiny man.
you begin to feel buildup of just water in your lungs, and it starts making you want to cough.
Pneumonia?
Oh no.
So you start hacking.
Alright, just stop.
Healing word.
Hey, Cypress.
Yeah?
You alright with walking from here on?
Yeah, I can do that.
Alright, I'm gonna let you down.
We're gonna say for now that you feel like you can still travel at a full pace, at a full speed, but this could become worse over time. The rest of you only see that he's coughing.
You alright there, Aegon?
I think so.
You're really hacking up a storm.
Something in my throat, I guess. I think we just ought to get over to the town.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an inn.
Would it
Be
be
able to
worth it?
apothecary.
Would it be worth it?
Yeah, we did sleep outside
Oh.
last night.
Yeah, probably did.
Healing word
Cool.
offers hit points.
Okay, so all of you are, I'm just assuming you're still going. This has happened at Aegon, but you are now continuing, and eventually, in about 4 hours, not very long, you find a town. It's not a big town. It is this town. Here
yes.
is, if you want to hold that up as I'm pulling up the image here. This will give you a little bit of a concept of what you're seeing as you begin traveling. You are, of course,
It's actually better portrait view.
Turn it 180.
Oh, you wanna
rotate,
turn it?
rotate.
great. Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Let me turn this
So for all of you, you're coming in on the northwest part of this town, basically through the tree line there. And so as you're coming, you are on a slightly raised area, like a little, it's just a little hillier from where you're coming from. You can look down a little bit over the city. You see town. This is what you see. The buildings in front of you, I'll say that you can see a water mill, like a little grain mill that's there on the water. You see a little tiny waterfall that's up on the northern end. You can also see a bunch of small buildings that are scattered in the central area. You notice that there is, that at the other end from where you're standing, at the other end of the town, that there's a path that starts sort of zigzagging up the beginnings of the Thundercrag mountain range. It is definitely the trail that miners would traditionally take to go and do their day's work. That trail, of course, you can't see it in this image, but splits off way up the mountain as you look. And from your angle, you can see most of it, but at some points it either curls into the mountain or maybe around the back of one of the peaks nearby, and so that's what you're seeing. Everything else on the map, let's just say you can see at around the distance that this image makes it look to all of you, albeit from the northwestern perspective. So, any of these buildings you can explore. I will say that on this given day, which is a Wednesday, it is eerily, what's the word? Not very busy. People seem to just be. You do not see people running around. For a village of this many buildings, you would see it. You would expect to see some people either going to work or coming from work or preparing food or doing work at the mill or on the water. Kids running around outside. Anything. It feels like people are just sort of holed up. So that's what you come upon.
Oh, so we're next to the grain mill, correct? The one with the water wheel?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll say you're like 200 yards away.
Okay, I'll wander over. Does it look like there's like a door people could live inside the mill, or is it just like this is where people work?
It looks like a house. It looks like someone would live inside it. The mill is running. So
okay, great. I'll walk up and I'll knock on the door.
I imagine we all follow
Wait,
him.
before he does that, you said we're up on like a raised area, kind of?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna scan the town as much as I can and see if I see any like the robed people.
Okay.
Any blue robes? Or
Yeah,
anything.
from your perspective there. Go ahead and roll perception. Somebody else roll as well. When all of you are doing something, I want 2 people to roll because it should represent the efforts of all of you.
Oh no! You did. Oh no!
It's a different dice.
It's a D21. It's a 20. It's a crit. I don't understand.
I have a 19 too. It was okay.
You're
Stop
a bad
rolling.
man.
Was it actually okay?
Stop.
Wait, so
Wow.
instead of 20, it says 21?
Yeah,
it's
I
just
just
a
bought it on
D20,
Kickstarter
but
because it's
it's-
funny.
So
Nat
you
21.
Here, use one of these.
This is my third die.
Use one of these. That one rolls poorly.
Okay. I'll use
Alright,
that
get
one.
your D100 ready.
okay? Well, so sure. You let me get the table up.
What,
I
you
got
didn't
such a good
expect
roll,
this?
and then he
Well, not so quickly. I've got a lot of things pulled up here.
Does he at the very least see something? I hope.
One would
Is this
hope.
worth it?
I mean, I also have a +5, so it's a.
If he
25.
turns around and says, "Oh yeah, it's a ghost town, nobody's around," I just said that, I'm gonna be upset.
Okay, great. So
There we go.
those of you at home have no idea just how many tabs I've pulled open on my screen because they could go to any of these buildings. So what is happening now is you are rolling. Let's resolve your perception first. The two of you two. It feels like because both of you are very frequently doing your perception scouting little missions. Do you have like some established play that you use to like double down on your sight lines or
I
anything?
float on top of him.
I'm not
Just do
doing
like
get help.
You see like a do like a cheerleading?
No,
every time?
like I'm just sitting on his shoulders.
Okay, cool. Well,
That's
that's
a higher advantage.
there we go. Okay, great.
By 4 feet.
You get a pretty good advantage on town. I previously established that seems like almost no one is out doing things, which is a little odd. But one thing that I can reveal to you with a nat 20 is that as you look very far to the southwest of the town, which is the road. It's the road that's coming up there. Boop. Not even in the town yet, but actually at the very, very outskirts, kind of like they're exiting the break in the forest line, is nat 20. They're really far from you. Roll perception again, and I'll decide how much I give you. You've seen them now. I'm gonna reveal how much I give you.
That's
18.
16.
Okay, cool.
no,
I was
sorry,
only asking
20.
him because he got the
dang
nat.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but 16's pretty darn good even still.
you had
So
20.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that this person is walking. Their gait is uneven, like they're kind of limping along there. You can tell that it's a girl or a woman, and you can tell that they are wearing more formal clothes. There's kind of like from that distance you could say that there's a kind of like a flutter or a flow to their clothing. That's it. Oh, and it's blue,
It's
right?
blue.
That you can tell the color from that distance.
Formal.
Formal blue
Maybe
robe.
we can go like north.
What do you guys
I
see?
tell
What do you
Luke
see? And
in
then
this.
directly south?
They were
I
southwest,
pointed
I
out to
think.
her.
Okay.
Maybe we
Cool,
can
cool,
go north.
All right, we've done all this. Roll your wild magic surge, and we're gonna see what happens to
Oh
you.
no.
Looks
We're
like an
gonna assume-
85 to me.
85.
85. We're gonna assume that you two are kind of removed from everyone else, at least. Whether for better or
Get away
worse,
from us.
sometimes it's good, oftentimes it's not.
Can I see the thing?
Great.
This is insane.
Cypress, you're standing there, and as you are looking around, what gestures are you using? Like, what actions are you taking?
I guess it's daytime, so I guess I'm like
Cover your
blocking
eyes.
the sun,
Hot day.
and then when I point out to her, I'm like, over there,
Okay.
that.
Okay, maybe like sweating some, wiping some sweat off or whatever. The
Yeah.
moment that you point in that direction, you notice that an illusory version of your arm goes, and you see a second reflected image of yourself pointing in that same direction, standing there with you.
Wait.
Okay.
I didn't know you
This
could do that.
Two of me.
There are two of you. You turn to look at it, and then he turns to look at you.
Oh.
I go, huh? Can the animals see
Cypress,
this?
what is that?
Yeah,
Me?
Sar is very startled.
really.
Yeah,
So
no,
you see
she's like
multiple
backing up.
cypresses.
She's like,
I think it's the
what is this?
curse.
Oh,
Lovely.
Yeah, both of your upper right thigh is phasing, so you're having a hard time keeping a steady foot. That's it. You have mirror image for the next minute. So there you go.
Hey,
Is a
you
mirror
should-
image like
Is it
corporeal?
dangerous?
Could it like
Yeah.
hold?
No. Sorry, it's no.
Oh,
Anyone can see it, but it doesn't do
It's
anything.
like a hologram.
Yeah, it's like a hologram.
Is it dangerous?
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't think any more
Right.
dangerous than Cypress is.
Oh.
I try to like.
Touch with your
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
so
the knack for throwing things up?
nothing. Not that different from trying to phase through one of your friends when they're doing the shimmer.
I
don't have any phase.
I
I
know.
haven't crit yet.
Oh.
Spoken
Not
like a
since
true.
The curse.
do I still not have a head right now?
No. It usually comes back within an hour. It
Oh,
varies.
So I have a
but-
neck again?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, you. That
Glad
all-
I'm not.
I'm the only one shimmering.
I am
You're still
quite
blue.
You're just
You're
like,
definitely
"Hey,
cyan.
He's
I'm
lavender.
dark purple.
Indigo.
And dark
Yeah,
purple.
he's indigo. We established. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go to the door now. You knock on the door, and a larger human male. He's got kind of short, light brown, tufted hair there. He enters the door, and at the moment, it looks like he's preparing baskets of resources. Most of them are produce, but other times, you'll notice that he has various meats and a few leather goods and stuff like that. This is what he looks like. So here he is. Hey.
Aw.
He
There
looks like
he is.
Sam.
Yeah, he does.
Hello, sir.
Cool. He says,
I have my pickaxe on my shoulder here.
"Hello, sir."
I'm kind of staying
I,
out of view, with my leg being all shimmery.
Yeah,
I'm like not in
I've
view.
edged Sar in front of Cypress so that I'm kind of shielding him from view.
Okay, so pretty much all of you were standing there at the door, is what I'm gathering.
Yes.
Okay, so
No, I'll
he
be in
peers
the
out.
background.
How does this guy
Fern.
feel about a Leonin at his door?
He looks at all of you, and I don't know, has he seen one before? He doesn't seem that startled by
Alright,
you.
great.
He looks at all of you and he goes, "Can I help you?"
Hey, sorry for the intrusion. It looks like you're pretty busy here, but I just wanted to check in. We're from out of town. We just came to get some mining done. A couple of us are some craftsmen as far as mining is concerned, so we're looking into an inn somewhere in town. Would you be willing to point us the way?
Oh, yes. Actually, I was going to the market in just a moment myself.
Would you mind if we walk with you?
I don't suppose that would be a problem.
Sounds good.
So you notice that as he turns, he's just very quickly just in the doorway. You can kind of see that he's got a few boxes that have been prepared that he was preparing to put on a wagon, like a little wheelbarrow kind of thing, and then push to the center of town. He's not that far, maybe 5 blocks, but nonetheless, about 4 crates made of wood and a few barrels. And so one by one, he's very laboriously reaching down to pick them up and put them onto his cart. I'll point out that you notice that one of his legs is entirely wooden. That it's just a...
Hey, my name's Aegon. I wanted to, I don't know if I can help you at all. if you need a hand, I'm more than happy to.
Uh,
Pretty big.
I can see that. Yes. You seem like nice folks. You can help me if you wish.
Sweet.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Consider it payment for walking us into town.
What's your name?
My name is Lennon,
Lennon.
and I've lived here at the Thundercrag Mill for at least 10 years. Welcome to Starstep. I can point out things as we walk into town.
That'd be
Thanks,
great.
Lennon.
So, anything else? Anything else?
Can I like quietly offer to hook Sar up to this little like wagon thing so we can tow it into town so he doesn't have to.
Yeah, well, it's a hand operated wheelbarrow.
Yeah,
Right,
I'll just
fair
walk
enough.
it, no big
Yeah.
deal.
Well, yeah, okay.
It's
Just
probably
let me
not
onto
that
it.
hard.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna make you roll for it.
Oh no.
This is athletics again.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
Hang on, I'm trying to help people.
Oh, we're good. It's a 19
Oh,
plus
roll with
6.
disadvantage.
20.
Oh.
19.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, 20.
Okay,
30.
30 20. Got it. Gotta point it
Dirty
out.
twine.
This
Dirty.
will be the campaign where the phrase dirty 20 is the most important. Establishing whether it is or is not a crit. So as you are pushing it in, you I guess you decided not to do the SAR thing. So
Yeah.
it's pretty easy to manage as you're getting through. There may be like a few small rocks in there, but the roads are mostly smooth dirt, and so you're able to easily get into town. And I suppose I need to get the map back out for all of you and make this a little easier to conceptualize. Actually, this is not super important. We'll get there if you decide you really want to like branch out and explore things or whatever. But he says, it's gotten a lot quieter around here in recent years, but the mining is still good, and the skilled miners have remained despite the threats that the Thundercrag Mountain have given to us. Over here, some of the students meet with the teacher, and then over here you can see we have a general goods which is doubles as our nursing and care, and then over here is the smithy's shop, and here we have the well for water and drink. He's sort of just kind of
Yeah.
rambling.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can ask about any of these
Do
things
you
if you
say
care.
that they're threats from the mountain?
He says, oh, well, there are these creatures that we don't know much about, but they bring their mighty force in the... I'm sorry, it's hard to put into words, but they have lightning in their bones, and then they attack the miners in some of the mines, and so some miners have fled for other regions, and so this town doesn't have much more in the way of tourism and commerce.
Lennon, do you know what direction they've come from? Is there one particular area or
The where what has come from?
these creatures?
Oh, yes. They, they come from the mines. And he just sort of points a finger in the direction of the mountain.
Thank you.
So, all right, we're here. And you reach kind of the middle of town here. If I'm, I will point this out to you just so you have a kind of a visual understanding of what's going on. I'm attempting to do this in a way that makes it easy for everyone to see. So what you have is this center area where the dentist cluster of little buildings are. They all have different purposes, most of them residential. And you stop at this little red building that's just on the middle of town. It's across the street from this well that's right there. The well has like a little red roof that someone's installed. It strikes you as interesting that despite having this many buildings around, that there isn't anyone that's just like outside. And I want Lupin and Uyanga to roll investigation. This is representing your party's passive
15.
sort of perception here, but in this case it's an investigative check. You're
13.
13, great. Okay, Lupin, it strikes you as funny that of all the buildings in this area, the only building that seems to have gotten a new coat of paint recently at all is the roof of the well in front of you. It's a small roof, but it's got a much brighter color than any of the other buildings in the area. Other than that, town looks pretty normal, other than the fact that there aren't many people around. This town is lived in, but people aren't really doing much at the time.
So, Lennon, you said that there was a market we were heading to?
Oh, yes. I like to set up and see if people will come to me to buy food on, Wednesdays, whatever day it is.
Market day.
Yeah, I don't know why people aren't out at the moment, and so
Gotcha.
he under the overhang of this sort of this red building that you're close to, he starts pulling the things out of his materials, and he has a very meticulous system for setting them up in a little stand that he's got there, kind of like a little market booth. There's only 3 booths there, so you would presume that there are other merchants that do something similar, but they don't seem to be there at the time. I will say that at this point that there are a few people, maybe like a family or 2 that are walking nearby, and some of them are talking to him, calling him by name and deciding if they want to eat something or maybe purchase something to take home. And maybe his business is starting to look up a little bit.
Great.
Lennon, is this well new?
No. This well, it was built, it was here before I got here. He starts rubbing the back of his neck.
Why
And
does
yeah.
it look so pretty? It looks so new.
Oh, well, you see, the armor smith, and he points in the direction of a building that's on the northeastern edge of town. He will sometimes come and paint it. He says that it will bring us good luck. So.
Interesting.
And then he tends to, let's say, like a couple that's walking by that he's talking to at the moment.
Do we have a detect magic spell on us?
So,
I might. Hang on.
We might want to check out this spell.
Cypress, because you saw this individual earlier, I will reveal to you that you can catch that in an administrative building, a taller 2-story building that's at the southwestern end of the town square. Let's call it Main Street. It's not a very big village. You can see that there is an individual that has just walked out of the building, and this individual is coming towards the middle of town where you're standing right now. More people are starting to exit their buildings and sort of like get on with their day. Maybe it was just a slow start for all of them. This individual, she has like short brown hair. Her clothing has this like a long white stripe in the middle of a blue robe. And again, the robe flows outward. It's got like a really big base to it, almost like a ball gown, but it looks more like a wizarding robe.
so it doesn't look like the Truthkeepers robes?
Not quite. It is blue.
Okay.
Maybe a similar blue, let's call it. And she still walks with that interesting gait, where she seems to have a bit of a stilt in her walk. And she's walking to the center of town where all of you are. She'll get here in 2 minutes.
I ask, what's his name? The
Lennon?
Lemon. Ask, do you know who that is? And I kind of like lightly point.
I don't know her name, but she comes here from season to season. I'm sorry.
But it's not unusual to see her here.
No. She typically talks to the mayor and then goes on her way.
Do you know what like her business is?
No. I just work the mill and sell grains here.
Do y'all think she might be a Truthkeeper?
She might be.
Blue robe doesn't seem like a good thing to me.
It's possible it's an outreach kind of thing.
True. From the library.
Should we do?
I think we
Hey,
should
Lennon.
get out of here.
Do you happen to know where she comes about from? You said that she comes from time to time.
She never shops here, and so I have not spoken with her.
Gotcha.
I am sorry.
Not a problem.
Can you point us towards the inn?
Yes, the inn is at the corner there, southwestern end. It's a bigger building. It's got an open face.
Toward her?
Oh, great.
Thank you, Lennon. We'll let you get
Thanks,
on with your
Lennon.
business.
Cool.
You've been so kind. Thank you.
I want Axios to roll a Constitution save.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Why?
Pick up a book.
I have an 8.
Cool. You start coughing as well.
Axios. You feeling alright?
Coming at like
Is there a doctor in
a
town?
frog in my throat.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
There's,
about.
like,
know
something
if
there.
she's in now, but you can go and check. And he points to a building that's catty corner from where you are.
Thank you.
Let's go to the doctor.
You've been very kind.
Thanks for the help, Lennon.
Believe we should get going before this seems to get any worse.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
think I
makes
feel
sense.
okay otherwise. Just like
I'm sorry, what?
Run.
No,
You
we
hear
should stay calm.
somewhere
They don't know.
the sound of what you recognize as a mage teleporting into town.
it's a good thing they telegraph it.
You don't know exactly where it is, but it has to have been close for you to have heard it.
Could we tell what direction?
I'll roll for you. It's vaguely in the direction that this woman is also in.
Let's just go to
Is
the
it
Go
opposite
the opposite way.
So, to the,
To the doctor?
Doctor?
You're gonna go to the doctor?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should,
sure.
we should.
How do you do that? We could say it's possible you're in line of sight of these people.
I'm gonna cast a spell.
What's your spell?
Illusion.
Okay.
Ooh.
Everyone remain within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
We're just gonna sit close. We have 1 minute. Let's just
What
Fast
is
the
your
illusion.
illusion?
illusion. We're going to be
Do a very large.
no. We are going to be a pack of fruit flies.
I
Love it. Oh boy.
Conspicuous.
Okay.
And
So
or-
according to the spell, this is minor illusion.
Yeah.
Okay. You can make an. It looks like a static image that is no bigger than a 5-foot cube, or you can make a sound even if you throw it from a different direction, up to 30 feet away from you.
5-foot cube.
Yes.
So like, you know, like
So we crouch
it's pretty
behind a
big.
bush.
I mean, you can put something in front of you,
It
but
also
it-
can't.
but it can't move. It
Unfortunately.
specifically says it can't create sound, light, smell, or any other sensory
Can
effect.
you put up a market stall?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's smart.
I'll put up a little dwarves market stall.
So it's at least like.
Oh, actually, it
blocking
can
us.
move. Anyway, you just can't physically interact with it.
We should be a bush.
You're doing what
Giant
exactly? Let me double check. Say it again.
I'm going. Hold on.
Giant tumbleweed. That's all I'm saying. It's the right answer.
I'm assuming y'all are moving, so you have seconds to decide
Yeah.
what this
Yes.
is.
Yes.
And I imagine we're not actually arguing about it in universe. Lupin's like we're Lupin's subconscious in her head.
Just do like a cart. Just do a moving cart.
We're a giant cart.
Okay. So
As big as a
It
5-cube
In
cart
front
can
of us.
be.
In
It
front of
doesn't
us.
change us.
Us.
Like,
Okay.
you don't create
Yes.
playing card.
okay,
It's
so
in
you
front of
put the
us.
biggest cart possible, which is like something. It's not. Aegon's pretty tall.
Aegon, I'm gonna need you to crouch down.
The rest of you
Yeah,
see as this
yeah.
magic emanates from this stone that Lupin's holding, and you see a large, just cart appear in front of you. You can put produce in it. You can put whatever you want in it, frankly.
Cool.
And it stands there.
It's going to be rotten food in a cart. And
Good.
so nobody approaches us.
Great,
That sounds
great.
gross.
Rotten food.
So we have.
Great.
Okay, guys, we have 1 minute. Let's just
Cross the
let's
street.
go.
Cool.
Let's go to the
So
doctor's.
y'all
I'm all
just start-
crouched
Y'all
behind
just
the
start
cart.
rolling. Y'all are doing some crouching cart hiding nonsense.
Everybody
Wait, we
Yes.
still have Sar with us. I'm gonna nudge Sar in front of the cart so that she's like
Sorry for
Holding
are
the
just like
cart
in
forward.
line, just
yes.
good. Good.
Yes. Yeah, we're
So-
Then it
I
looks
will-
like SARS dragging it.
I will say that as this can you even move it while you're going
I says it doesn't
within
Concentration's
range? I don't care. You can move it if you want.
Okay, so I'm
so you're willing.
pulling the cart.
You're
I'm
pulling the
literally
cart,
holding it, and
but
I'm
Sar is pulling the cart,
Yes.
and nonetheless, Lennon looks at all of you, and this is pretty funny. You have to roll investigation to even know if it's an illusion. And you're cast. I can assume what your casting modifier is. He's sitting there, and he's just like,
It's 3.
where did this rotten food come from? And he's coming over to try and move it out from in front of his stand where he's selling food.
Oh, we'll take
Hey,
care of
Lennon,
it.
don't worry
We'll
about
take
it.
care
We'll
of it.
move it.
Yeah, we're on our way.
Oh, I'm very confused right now.
I'm sorry. For
It's
the-
alright, we're from out of town. We do
Okay,
things a little different.
So you guys are moving. Ultimately, you're moving.
different in
Yeah.
the city.
We're gonna see. Okay, so you
The
go.
city folk.
Goodness gracious! So
One
you go.
man's trash
You go
is
up.
another man's treasure.
You go up these pretty well kept wooden stairs up into a very small porched area. You go in through a front door, and on the inside there is a very like a plain white surface of like multiple surfaces. You got a counter, a desk, you've got chair in the corner, and then yes,
Is there like an alleyway between the buildings?
they're not that close together.
Can we pull the rotten food cart into the alleyway?
Yes, you can
out
do
of
that.
line of sight.
Yes, you can
Yeah.
totally do that.
Great.
Great. So you pull the
So
cart
that when
there.
it disappears, it doesn't just.
Yeah. So you walk in and you notice that there is yes.
Is there a place outside of the apothecary that I could hide and like kind of keep an eye
A barrel,
out?
perhaps?
A barrel?
Hide inside a barrel. You won't.
I should have.
I want to essentially stand post so that I can alert.
Ooh, not a lot. There is a little bucket and a spigot for water.
Okay.
Bucket.
I don't think that's gonna help me. Yeah, I'll just like duck
One of the
around in the
druids.
corner.
One of the druids could hide as a creature.
That's true.
You want a creature?
No,
Well, you have 10 seconds to figure it out.
She's the one with the
Mouse.
animal.
Okay, then I'll.
Why can't you just hide around Fern?
Because Fern is a bear.
They
People
know
don't
what Fern
usually
looks
like bears.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't
Should I
pull up
turn
animals yet.
They probably do like a
You
little.
could
I was
try
thinking
to
you could
fake
turn into
fly.
a flea on Fern.
It's a ficus.
It's like
Named Fern.
Maybe.
Please turn into a ficus.
Okay, I'll
I don't think you can. It's animals, but whatever.
I'll turn into a flea on Fern.
Just be a bat or a bird.
No,
Yeah,
I
but
I'm
we-
gonna have a flying.
Ah, rats.
Okay, well, we're gonna say that you do
Okay.
that.
Okay, cool.
You have done this. As you go inside, there is a nurse that is there. Actually, she happens to be in right now. And you notice that there's like a little 2.5, 3-year-old kid just like sprinting around the room, screaming about I don't know who knows what. Is he happy? He seems like a toddler. And so his presumed mother is there trying to wrangle him while simultaneously trying to just like clean up the space. Doesn't seem like there's anyone else there at the moment, and she looks up and she says, sorry about that. There's a lot going on here. Well, okay, many of you then. What's going on exactly? Okay.
Two of us need treatment.
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
Hi. Hello.
Sorry for the intrusion. My name is Darius. This is my friend Avery. He looks like an Avery to me.
Yes.
So both of us,
I'm Avery.
we came into town this morning, and both of us seem to have gotten this kind of feeling in our throat here, where it feels kind of like, almost like a frog in our throat. You know what I mean? Like a cough.
Yeah. Well, that does not sound very natural.
Well, it doesn't feel very good, to say the least.
Okay,
Do you
well-
happen to have a tincture or something we could maybe drink to settle our throats?
Well, how about you let me do the nurse work and you
Alright.
do whatever it is that got you sick in the first place.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you off the front. I'm not gonna charge you if I don't fix you, but it'll cost you 1.5 gold pieces each. How's that sound?
That's
think we
fine.
can
Oh, I'm
do that.
free. I'm not even there.
Do be kind of free.
She's nice. All right. Well, you. Who are the sickos? You and what was her name? Avery, I guess.
Avery.
I don't think that.
Let's get both of you in the back here. Come on.
All right. So I'll like crouch down into what I assume is made for like a normal human height building.
Yeah.
The doorways are like.
Yeah, they're like 7 feet. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. As you go into the back room, the four of you are probably wondering what's happening outside. As you kind of look out the front door there, let's say that there's a window that you can kind of peer through.
She's outside, right?
I'm
Yeah, you're
sitting
on
on Fern.
Fern
Oh,
is
okay,
still
cool.
outside. Cool. That makes
I
sense.
mean,
She's a flea
your
on
animals
Fern.
are with you, so.
Oh yeah, you do have a horse.
I assume we didn't bring them inside.
Did you
Yeah,
do it?
no. I
Yeah.
You tied him up in the.
I tied Sarah up
Cool,
to
cool.
the
Swag.
in like the alley where we left the cart.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, cool. So what ends up happening is you see that there are now 2 robed individuals that are speaking with this woman that you previously saw with the much larger sort of like flowing sort of robe. In the middle of town, they're talking about something. They're too far away for you to be able to tell what they're saying. They're, let's say, 100 feet away.
Can I hop over?
You're going to hop over as...
A flea.
Okay.
She's a flea on Fern right now.
In the
So is
alleyway.
Fern going over there?
No,
In
I'm
the
gonna-
alleyway.
Okay, you are going to hop over as a flea.
Flea hop.
With
In the alleyway.
Flea hop.
Okay, with the speed of a flea.
Which is almost nuts.
Fleas are pretty fast.
Sure. You flee on over there.
Just close enough to
You
be
can almost
within
say
earshot. What,
she
do I have to
fled.
be at 30 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I flee.
What's
I
the
flee.
hearing range of a flea? What
7,
are you guys
maybe
doing
8.
to me? So you go over there. Let's hop inside with the others here. So Lena's tending to the 2 of you. That's her right there on the screen. And she says, "Oh, well, here, Avery, was it? Could you lean over for a second?" She smacks you in the chest.
You could have warned me.
You start
about-
coughing. Okay, that's what I thought.
That was a good hit.
Yeah, Darren, whatever your name was, come here.
Darius. But yeah, what you got?
Boom, hits you as well.
That was a good one too.
Okay, well, it seems to me like you just have just a seasonal flu of sorts. I can treat that pretty quickly
Wow.
here,
Is this-
actually.
If you would, that'd be great.
Something that we could maybe like. Is this something that we could administer over time?
Well, one option would be to just restore them to their earlier state. Most, there doesn't take a big stone to fix that problem, but I've got 2 here that I can use on you. So, if you want it or
Still,
not,
1.5 gold.
1.5
piece.
gold pieces.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Certainly seems
Sounds good.
fair to me.
Okay, she holds the stone of you. Pew! Pew! And you're both instantly cured.
Is it possible that they could have given it to another party member without us realizing?
Contagious, perchance.
Is there something that we could take with us in case this pops up again?
I could look at all of you and see if any of you are exhibiting symptoms. But I 1, 2, 3. I'm missing someone here. Did someone leave?
No.
She didn't come in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you 3. Yeah, sure.
Question before we get too far. Does your medical examination involve punching them in the chest?
No,
Oh.
it does not.
Bummer. I wanted to be a doctor. when I
Alfred,
grew up.
please, could you just give Mommy a moment here? That would just be a second. Mom! I want to go outside! We're not going to go outside when the administratress is in town. Could you just give us a moment for a second? And so he scurries. And you can hear him just like banging on the floor in the background, some wooden planks that he's like hitting. Anyway, so she looks back at you and she's gonna roll medicine on all 3 of you.
I'm gonna go play with the kid.
And she says, yep, you look good.
Not anymore, I'm not.
To be quite honest, sir, it's really hard for me to get a read on your symptoms because, well, you're covered in grass and you smell really bad.
That's how I like it.
I would recommend, if I am, so bold to say so, maybe shower every now and then, and that'll reduce infections. And
Fine.
all right, well, not sure about that guy, but you 2 are probably fine. You seem to keep well enough.
Smells like
and-
nature. It's fine.
Alfred, please, could you be quiet? Oh,
You said,
goodness.
said the administratress is in town. Is there something we should be aware of?
I would just, try not to cross paths with her if possible. She can be a little bit nasty if you get on her bad side, but she typically makes her round and then leaves in a few hours, and that's that.
What's she doing here?
I wish I knew. She tends to talk to the mayor and then check out some of the mines and then just leaves, just like that.
Interesting.
Do you think that happened to have anything to do with the attacks the miners were experiencing over the last few months?
So someone told you about that, huh? We were kind of hoping that word wouldn't get out. Kind of cuts down on the visitors in this area.
Suppose so.
Especially the miners, and knowing my line of work, the more miners that are here, the more injuries that occur, and a woman's got to make gold somehow. But Anyways, I would say that it might be because of them. Yeah, it could be because of that. It could be because of the change in leadership. It could be because of who knows why. Actually, she seems to be pretty hush hush with her operations. But
Gotcha.
yeah. Anyway, well, going on back. If you need anything else, I'll be here. You can surely find me, and if not, I'm sure you'll find the kid at the door. If you find him out in the streets, just like give him a little smack on the rump and send him back to me. Cool.
Understood.
Well, thank you. You've been kind.
Great.
So
Thanks to all of you.
pay
Yeah.
For us or
Yeah,
totals?
I actually
3 gold total.
I
Okay.
actually paid from our gold.
Great.
Well, I
reserve.
mean, she's been so nice. I don't think it would hurt us that bad to maybe give her a little extra
Well,
on the
what was
side.
her name again?
Well, we have 90.
Lena.
We have 93,
I
right?
kind of
No,
basically,
we paid
as we're
30.
heading out, I go,
We had
Lena,
96.
we're
We
new
had
in
93.
town,
We had
but if
93.
you have anything you need us to do,
Never
let
mind,
us
dude.
know.
Do I need anything for you to do? Well,
We are a couple
I can
of
see
miners.
them. Why don't you roll? We're gonna have this be insight, and I'm gonna roll just to see if she even has something that would be helpful.
Oh yeah, is this your contact?
Yeah, this is
listing?
contact
Nice.
quest.
How'd you do?
15.
15. So. She says, you know how to raise a kid?
I have many brothers and sisters, so yes.
Well, I feel for your parents that they had more than one. I have the one here, and I can barely keep up with him. But
You
no,
can always
how
put
about
him at the top of a mountain and leave him there.
that's funny. That's very funny. You're funny.
Thanks.
No, I'm not going to do that to my son. But
Funny
I
is
suppose
one
that's good
word.
parenting.
you know, sometimes he can be a little bit of a devil. But at the end of the day, he's still my boy, and if it's really just the two of us here in this world, I got to take care of him with all I got. So how about this? If you find something fun for him on your travels and want to drop it off here, I don't know, maybe I can spot you a potion or two, something like that. So there you go. So as you're I guess preparing to leave, you can tell. Well, I guess I'm gonna jump back over to Lupin here. Lupin, you're about 30 feet away,
What
I
kind of
suppose.
ground is it?
Dirt.
Okay.
Rough terrain.
Dirt!
Rough terrain for a flea.
Mountains.
Okay, so did I make it over?
Yeah, you did it.
Okay, got
You're there.
We hear him.
I want
You're
to,
there.
I want to listen to the conversation.
So they are very much whispering. Do you go? I'm gonna just say that in order to hear what they're saying, you basically have to be on top of them, like literally on them.
I'll jump
Within a
onto
foot.
I'll jump onto one of the robes.
Okay. Why don't you roll stealth, I guess, with advantage because you're literally a flea. I was gonna have them roll deception with perception with disadvantage, but I might as well have you roll twice in case you crit.
Oh no.
That's
I
a dirty
got a dirty 20.
30, 20,
And-
great.
That's
Wait,
a
wait,
huge,
wait,
right?
wait.
Oh,
Dirty
Oh yeah, definitely dirty 20. That was
Dirty
3.
nice. So you hop onto the robe and you hear language like this. You hear like a lower voice coming from one of the robed. Let's call them the mages and then the administress.
Okay.
Sure. So one of the mages says, "Yes, they're in the building behind you. 7 o'clock." And you hear her voice. She says, "All right. Well, do we have everything we need?" The third person says, "Do you think maybe we should call for additional backup with this one?" She says, "I think I can handle that." Okay. Well, then let's go. And and that's you pretty much time it just to where they start turning around, and you are now on a person who is walking. Why don't you roll a dex save?
No.
Could be worse. Dex will be on your left page.
15.
15. You find your way as the robe of this person, kind of like their cloak on their shoulders, like bouncing in place. You struggle to hold on. You can choose to jump off or hang on. What do you do?
I'm gonna
3, 2, 1.
hang on.
You hang on. That would have been the default if you didn't say anything. So you are hanging on, and as you're bouncing in place and your little flea. How long does it last? It's like an hour, right?
Yeah, it's an hour.
Yeah, okay, so as your little flea legs are staying in place, you're eventually walking up, and the three of them assemble at the entrance to Lena's sort of nursing area here. And you hear a knock, knock, knock. And you hear her say, hello, Lena, I think it was. We've got need to speak to the patrons in your establishment at the moment. If you would give us just a moment here.
I'm gonna
Lena.
slide her 10 gold pieces. We're not here.
Lena, is there
Okay.
a back door?
That's fascinating. Okay, so hold on. She does that fast, so we're resolving that first.
So I'll take
Lena looks at that, and unfortunately for you, she says,
Inventory.
I don't know what to do with that. I'm sorry. And she just starts kind of like backing up.
So she doesn't take her.
And her eyes, she leaves the gold on the table and is looking to find her son, it looks like. So she's walking towards, let's say, a back room that she lives in.
Lena, I understand that you want to protect your son. We don't want to be in danger. Is there a back door? We can be out of your hair.
I don't want to be a part of this. I'm so sorry. Why don't you roll persuasion anyways? You'd have to do pretty well.
Okay. 13, and then something.
I don't need your stats. So she says, so yeah, you take the gold back. She says, I have to find my son. And so she starts walking.
Wait,
And then one of the mages says, all right, we're coming in.
I assume that's a fail
Hold it up.
throw.
Yeah.
I can use a thing to re-roll.
A thing? Like
Key
lucky?
point.
I can use my ascendant crab
Oh.
to re-roll a persuasion check.
We did look at this, and that is indeed how that way of the
Do
monk
better.
works.
Do better.
I didn't. Anyway,
So you muster the might of the crabs
That's correct.
to fail to win over this mother.
They're just crap.
And they're sure after all they're just crabs. So she starts walking backwards and you see that they've already opened the door and they're inside. So they see you, you're within 30 feet of each other, just in the middle of this room. None of you have gotten out. They could have seen you even if you tried to run out the back. And you see as this woman stands in front of you with these two people flanking her,
I'm
and
just
she walks
jumping on the
forward.
room.
You are still on the road.
Yeah.
They've, to your knowledge, not seen you or noticed your presence. And the three of them.
Sorry that we didn't have a chance to come and speak to you earlier. We had a bit of a situation with some illness. What can we do for you?
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose I can be forthright with all of you. I'm here as the administrative delegate to the Truthkeepers of Prionis, and as the delegate to the city of Starstep, we've received accounts that there are some fugitives that have been fleeing the Library of Evolution. We don't have much intel on the way of where they are going, but... And she pauses. I would think that we have the resources to locate these individuals, and I was just wondering if you happen to know where they were.
I see.
You gotta describe them to us. You just
Yeah,
said
do you happen to have
fugitives.
We've
That doesn't
been-
tell us
description at
much.
all?
We've been traveling, but it's been a while since we've seen anybody else.
Well, this is really interesting because I know what she's thinking right now. I am going to have everyone that isn't Lupin that is in this room right now is at some point lying with their face, right? They're lying with their demeanor. So we're going to take roll 5, and we're going to take the median. We're going to take the middle roll out.
Roll 5 deception.
All of you are deceiving, with the exception of
And we're
Lupin because
just
she's not
all
there.
rolling 5.
No, each of you,
get
no.
to re-roll.
All of you are rolling deception, and then we're just taking the middle roll. That's 5 total.
Use your crown power.
23.
Am I-
Great.
Oh no, it's not a persuasion or intimidation. That's a fun one.
So
Well, they'll drop the lowest.
Deception.
9.
3.
22.
what was yours? So I think it's 17. Did I get that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Let's see how she does. She looks at all of you and she pauses and she says, well, to be honest, we don't know much about what they look like. The foggiest reports that we got from some of our low-level officers is that they were bearing multiple daggers, were wearing a cloaked figure, and had been seen running northwest from the northeast from the conservatory about 24 hours ago.
Wow.
Yeah. We don't know how many of them there were, but from the wounds that they left on some of our soldiers, we assume that they have an incredible amount of magical power at their disposal.
We should consider
Yeah,
them
that's-
dangerous then.
That sounds very
That's
dangerous.
concerning.
And especially if they were
Very
able to outwit the truth seekers.
Sure.
That is concerning.
One of the mages says, I was saying that if we'd been there, we would this was. And she says, all right, we can save that for a different crowd here. For all of you then, how about this? We are looking for...
Are you alright?
I'm sorry, this weird thing acts up when I sense that someone is lying to me. It's nothing. I guess I should ask then, what are all of your names? You?
Anna,
Anna then. Where are you from, Anna?
the Topaz tribes.
I can see that. Very interesting. And what would bring you as far as Starstep?
My people are being overrun. We need more resources.
We are about to do something we've actually never done in this campaign. This is a high-stakes conversation, or high-stakes dialogue. What's about to occur is that you are, like death saving throws, this is a homebrew mechanic of mine, you're trying to win 3 times before you lose 3 times. I determine the DC based on how well you roleplay, so your language does matter, but you need to win 3 times as a group. And let's have this continue. As she talks to you, she says,
Are we allowed to know if we won the first time? Or
I will tell you every time. Makes it more exciting anyway.
So did the first time not count as one
Nope,
of these?
didn't count.
Fantastic.
This is literally just like your stance
Right.
as a group, because if you failed that, you would have just immediately known. Okay, so, sorry, repeat your answer again. What are you doing up in Starstep?
My people are being overrun. We needed more resources. I was the youngest, fittest. I was the only one who could leave.
Wow, this mine is very far from the Topaz Tribes to be trying to source for your people. That's, well, I suppose that's noble of you. Roll persuasion. Or deception.
Here we go.
10.
10. Cool. That's a failure. So she looks at you and she says, oh, that's... Sorry. That's very funny. Just doesn't seem like a very good excuse to be all the way up here. You, there. Why? Why are you wearing that?
I like the woods.
You like
helps
the
me
woods,
blend in.
so you travel to the mountains then?
I'm just traveling with them.
Mm-hmm. I wish that there was more that I could ask about you, but I find you to be really boring, actually. How about you tell me something interesting about your family?
Feelings mutual.
Go.
I mean, they're servants.
Don't be shy.
They're servants. I fled that life. I didn't want to grow up and be a servant myself.
Servants, then. Roll deception.
I'm not lying. It's the truth.
I know.
Here's the truth.
You're not lying about your parents. You're lying about who you are.
I haven't said who I was.
This is not a game of truth or dare. This is literally if you're trying to
Didn't
deceive.
even ask my name.
Give me the nat 20.
Please don't, nat 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Alright, we'll take it.
That is a win. She says, fine. I wish I knew what kind of servants your parents were. But enough of that. You don't look very well. What happened to you?
Technically,
real,
we're fully cured now.
Yeah. Wait, I'm cured.
I imagine that you would still look like you had been coughing recently. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Valid.
I don't know how visually lesser restoration works.
I just got over a cough. Being in this area of Chrysalis, I'm not used to it.
Yeah, a Leona?
Yeah. Originally from the Topaz tribes.
Of course,
Much more
naturally.
open.
Ember Main Pride, surely.
How'd you know?
Well, there aren't many others that have ever
Ha.
ventured outside of the tribes.
That's true. My tribe was always the adventurous one.
And what are you doing here in Starstep?
Well, let's say getting away from family drama.
Okay.
I have a soft spot for mining, and my family didn't necessarily approve of that.
I like that. Roll deception.
Please don't, Matt.
I got a 4.
No!
I was really convincing.
No.
And you notice that she sort of shuffles in place real briefly. There's like a tapping on the ground as her robe sort of sort of ruffles in place. And she goes, oh.
Oh, are you feeling okay?
No, I'm not, but thank you for asking.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Leonard's
Have you roll deception again?
Don't do that, please.
I have a plus
If
like
you roll a nat, I'm gonna be very
I have plus 3 to deception.
I'm gonna be so mad if you roll that.
Oh no.
That's a 10.
This was not one of the high stakes dialogues.
Okay,
so,
great.
Okay, great. She says, I guess I'll say I'm surprised. I would not have expected someone that experienced whatever you described would be as courteous as you've displayed.
Can I say?
All right, and you. What's your story? Why are you here?
Well, my town was overthrown by rebellion, and I barely escaped with my life. I was hoping to find help with the Sapphire Scholars. I've already been to the Emerald Egalitary. They won't help. No one will.
Sorry. I stopped listening for a second there.
I don't like.
Can you roll deception, please?
Very
Go,
good.
Ayla, go.
Oh no! Yes! No!
At this moment, you Ari, you're in your mind, you're focusing on everything that it would take to get this person to stop. You realize that the stakes of your friends, your safety. You know that Lupin is in disguise somewhere, and that also makes you worried. You don't know anyone in this town. You needed this to work. And as you muster up all of your intellect to trying to dissuade this person, your body begins to phase and shimmer. Roll D100.
I don't think we need
You
the
roll
high
in the tray.
stakes anything.
We'll keep rolling unless you're rolling the tray.
That's an 84.
Okay.
Not again.
Cool.
Not again.
He changed it.
Oh boy.
Yours was an 85
So,
a second ago, wasn't it?
you say all of these words, and immediately, instantly, a voice from the back of the entire building says, "You failed, Sora. You failed all of us." And it echoes through the building, and everyone hears it at once. 6 seconds later, her death is on your hands. How dare you?
I didn't. I couldn't do anything. I tried.
And then once more, you hear, "The people of Krya have been failed. You turn your back on them."
I couldn't do anything.
Can we hear that?
Everybody.
It's
in our
echoing.
room can.
Everybody.
Do any of you
can hear
say or do anything? You can tell that the two mages are immediately taken aback by this like supernaturally loud voice, and meanwhile she stands there and she seems not as fazed by it. In fact, you notice that she was clutching her neck after speaking with Axios, and then she starts doing this and settles a little bit. She goes, "Wow. From Krya, then."
And so, what do you look like after you hear this? Like, are you-
I've probably dropped to my knees at this point.
Yeah. There's just a lot of like heavy energy in this room.
Okay,
And I'm
so
just
then
kind
I'm
of
gonna-
vaguely like staring.
I'm gonna say, we have some personal stuff to deal with. Thank you so much. And I kind of crouch down next to her.
She says, "Fine. Surely there's something that needs to that you need to take care of, and this probably has nothing to do with my investigation. So I'm sorry for using all of your time in this way."
I'm crawling down the robe and just kind of like making my way into
Yeah.
the house.
You do it for free with your previous stealth check.
Thanks.
You can hop onto my mane.
Suck some blood.
And she starts to walk out, and the other two flank her as she leaves and starts moving northwestern up the road towards the mountains, but knocking on other buildings as she goes.
So I relaxed because I was definitely like tensing,
clench.
like holding very tightly onto my very heavy quarterstaff.
Screw that
Yeah.
lady.
Like I was ready
She
to
can
do
I-
a little
Jumping
wizard
away.
dispatching like
I
last time.
I go drop on the other side of Ari and put my hand on her shoulder.
Got it. As you are doing that, and this, man, gymming is hard, man. Gymming is hard. I was really curious how the outcome of that would affect what I was hoping to do, but because it didn't happen, I need to try to get our guest into the story.
Last
wondering.
5
I'm just like,
I love you guys. This is
Sandbox
awesome.
is great, but I want Denton to play. And so what's going to happen is, at this moment, as this person leaves, you notice that from the back of the room, there is a figure that walks around the outside of the building and starts pacing in front of the building. I'm just going to say, obviously we know what's about to happen here, but you did hear everything that just occurred.
Like all their conversation.
The
everything?
conversation after, let's say, after she entered the building.
Okay.
You had reason to be in town doing things,
Those nice
but
shots.
happened to hear this as it was taking place, and most
I got rid of the
importantly, did in fact see the shimmering celestial phasing of this person. And that's really all you needed to know. So, as this occurs, you see as someone walks into Lena's nursery medicinal area there. Apothecary. She's not really, she's really just like a nurse. But infirmary, I guess is the better term. So as this happens, let's go ahead and have Denton describe yourself as you walk up to these heroes.
Did you get my picture?
I have it.
Oh, thank goodness you got my picture. Okay.
Yeah.
So this dude walks up. He is. How tall are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Like 5 something.
Okay. So he's a little bit shorter than Cypress. He is a tiefling. He is a purple tiefling. Yeah, we look pretty similar. He has kind of gelled up black hair. He's got. You notice like a couple different rings,
Nice.
like around like various parts of his horns. We love that shirtless life. And he also has rings around his tail as well. He has. He has.
Smile, that kind of smirk smile.
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
Well, it's interesting because you've got this dude right here. He looks like right now he just looks kind of shocked. His tail is kind of like flicking back and forth excitedly, and he's like kind of like trying to peer in a little bit, just like what's going on here. He kind of like knocks on the door a little bit. He's like, "G'day, who's in here?"
Oh no!
I love it.
Hey, there's a lot going on right now.
No. You all aren't from around here, are you?
Are you?
Well, kinda. We need to get you all out of town now. Like right now.
Who is we?
You and I, because I can help you and you can help me. I think this is very exciting. Not a lot of exciting happens around here. Just trust me on this one.
Okay, wait. Give us a reason that we should trust you.
Yeah.
I need you all so badly. I will tell you anything you want to know about me.
What was your mother's last name?
Efele.
What was the name of your first pet?
Richter.
The last 4 digits.
What is your biggest regret in life?
He like thinks for a second, and then he like reaches into his bag and like pulls out.
Grab my dagger.
No, he pulls out. This,
No, it's fine.
He pulls out this itty bitty teddy bear, about this big. It's got like it's like clearly like stitched up and everything. He basically says, "This is all I have left in my family because I wasn't strong enough to save them." That's probably my biggest regret.
What happened to them?
Well, it wasn't them. It was me. I got kicked out. When you're a tiefling, like I am, people don't tend to. They tend to be very suspicious of you. So if you take kind of one little step out of line, like running in front of a noble because you're trying to get your ball back, people tend not to like that.
I'll get to my feet.
Alright, I'm good with this guy.
I mean, it's better than staying here, I suppose. Are we going into the mountains or what?
Not quite. There's some people you need to meet.
We need to
this
go to
is-
the mountains as soon as possible.
Yes,
here.
I'll explain. Okay, fine. But we need to get you out of town because those people are there and I'm scared they're gonna come back for you.
Mountains first, and then your people.
Is my place along the route to the mountains?
It's basically at the start of the summit path.
Okay, cool. It's on the way. We'll get there quickly. We just need to get you there quickly. This
Yeah.
is very, very
Yeah,
important.
it doesn't
I
help
promise.
you. It
You're
doesn't
not
help you that
helping.
these 3 mages happen to be walking in that direction at the moment.
We can get. Oh goodness gracious. Oh Gemini. we can make this work. We can make this work. Here's what I can do. I can get them to come back towards town, and that will get you all in that direction. You'll be walking. You'll see a stone tower about twice as big as this guy. Just get over there. I promise. We'll figure this out.
Don't do anything
Stone
stupid.
tower.
Just
Wait. Twice as big as him?
it's a little.
So it's like a stick. It's almost nothing. He's beauty and
It's
small.
what I have. Come on.
All right. I mean, I guess so.
Don't put yourself in danger for our sake.
Listen. These people already think I'm weird. I'm not gonna do much else besides that.
Thanks. Avery, you trust this guy?
I think he's good. My tail is not tingling.
Well, we gotta trust
Then
the
I'd say we
tail.
go with it.
I want 2 random people that are named. Hold on. Okay, cool. It's actually I want. Did you introduce your name?
No.
Well, then I guess I shouldn't say it.
So, what's your name?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, he kind of like settles himself for a second and like does a little bow. Good day. I am Zenonis Efele, but you can call me Zinni.
Zenny.
Yeah.
Great. I want Zenny and Uyanga to roll perception.
Oh boy. First roll of the game. What is that?
4.
Excellent.
Oh,
It's a bounce out. Do we
What's-
count a
what's
bounce
mine?
out?
That one.
Roll.
Do we count naps? Naps aren't only successes.
No, just
Okay.
crit.
Perception,
So-
that is 6.
Okay, great. So we have a 6 and a crit fail.
Lovely.
Zinni, you're kind of peering around because you feel like the room is on edge. Everyone's already really tense from that conversation and whatever this mysterious voice was that was mocking Eri with secrets that it had no business knowing. But as you are looking around, you're trying to every now and then lean and peer out the window to make sure that there isn't anything else happening in town. And I mean, people are starting to walk around and do things. You can see that Lennon is finally like making some sales at his store and all that fun stuff. And you get preoccupied by how exciting it is that you finally got in front of you these like adventurers to your sight, to your knowledge. Uyanga, you're standing there and you notice that the floor has this really, really annoying creaking noise. And every time Zinni takes a step, he's putting weight on the exact spot of the floor that causes it to go. And it's not even that loud, but it's the exact frequency that your brain cannot even stand.
That's perfectly in character for me as a person, much less Uyanga, so that's relatable.
Eventually, what ends up happening is, well, I guess I'll say, what do you do at this point?
I suppose we go.
Well, there might be a back door. Wouldn't hurt.
Nice to meet you, Zenny. Please get us out of here.
Right, got you. And he'll run out the door.
Cool.
I'm gonna
front
hop
door.
on
Yes.
Actio's main.
Yeah, all right.
Are you still a flea?
I'm gonna follow that.
Do
tiny
we
fella.
like
I'm a flea as long
Do we
as
need to
notice
find
that
Lupin?
you're with us?
I'm gonna tug on one of your main hairs.
Is that a flea? Oh wait, I think that's Lupin, guys. We're good.
Oh,
We're good.
I'm gonna do little flea arms.
It's a druid thing. It's a druid thing.
Alright. I'll trust you. You better not bite me.
All right.
Technically, fleas only eat dead skin, so I hope you moisturize.
Great. It's a very humid day.
Great
So,
care of my
let's fast forward. Y'all are going through the streets here. I will. One thing that does have to happen is you need to figure out a way to try to get to wherever he's taking you. There are 3 people in the street that are going from, let's just call it door to door, knocking, asking questions, then moving on. So.
Alright, so they need to go up towards the mountain path, right?
Yep.
Okay, so so are there like 2 paths out of town towards the mountain? Like, is there like a kind of a...
There's one path.
Okay, so off kind of in the same direction, but like let's say the path here, it's gonna be like over here. Zinni is going to run that direction, and just immediately to the creatures they were talking about in the mountains, they make noise.
Yeah.
Okay, so he will cast thaumaturgy and just start making it sound like these things are like coming down from the mountains and starting to like cause some problems again.
Yeah, that's very sick. So the noise that you're thinking of is it's loud metallic grinding.
Okay.
And so you make you throw it in the distance and you hear.
What is that noise?
And as this happens, you notice that several of the people that are in the town square immediately look up in that direction, trying to figure out what it is. They're instantly panicked. The mages that are with the administress are they are confused. I think is the perception that you could probably glean if you were just walking by them and noticing. And they begin to look over in that direction, start going up the path to try to investigate what that is.
Oh, so they go up the path, not.
Oh, in the direction you're trying.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
yes,
in the
that's what I
direction
mean.
you
Yes, that's yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Cool.
Okay, and then if they can he still see them? So he'll kind of be like,
Okay. So we go around the back of the building, I guess,
Sure.
to evade them.
Yeah.
Do we know if he's trying to lead us into a trap? We don't know
You're
what
right.
resources they have.
I don't know.
Do we really trust him?
I don't think we do, but I also don't think we have another choice.
Well, we
We
could
could beat
walk
up some
out
wizards
of town.
today.
They bought our story.
We could beat up some wizards.
I don't think
I'm
that's
always down to
wise.
beat up that lady.
We've
She's like a
already
jerk.
we've
I
already
think
gotten
that's-
away from them.
God,
I'd
I
not
hate her.
advise picking a fight.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Brought up bad memories.
I suppose. I mean, we are trying to get into the mountains
I
anyway.
guess so. We would go that way anyway.
Let's go ahead and head.
I'm so sorry. I was out of the room the moment you were introducing some parts of yourself. I wanted to make sure that they were. Not sure how much to add here. You shared what about them that interested you? Did you happen to share just like anything about why you care about them in the first
No,
place?
No.
he's just very panicked.
Oh, okay.
See, yes,
Okay. Well, that's
he's
fine.
really excitable.
He's an excitable fellow. What I want to add that I think will help your party is that this individual, he is carrying on his person. You can see this in his bag as he was pulling out his
He
teddy
showed the
bear.
teddy bear.
Right, he's got this teddy bear. He also happens to have a lot of devices that match the inscriptions and the interlay of the runic stone that Headmaster Zagreus handed to Uyanga. So the stone that has their memories that Uyanga's carrying is similar in inscription style to several of the things in his bag. And that may give you some reason to at least be interested in what he has to say.
I guess. I mean, he had stuff similar to what she's got from the headmaster.
Maybe he could help us.
I don't think we have any other option, to be honest. Let's just go.
All right.
Better than staying with the wizards. Let's go.
Okay, so I just we're going where? Where are we going?
To
Up
a
the
stone
path.
pillar, about
To
10
the
feet
stone
tall,
pillar.
give or take.
Cool. You go there. As you come upon it, it's exactly as described. It looks like just like a little tower made of stone that's been stacked up, and there's a little entryway there. What do you do?
Do we wait on him?
Is there
Can
like-
we,
can you
where
not?
is he?
He's running up the path after them.
Cool.
Oh.
He coming.
And as he gets there, he'll kind of like say, "Right, I'm so sorry. I know that was a tricky situation. I just had to get you out of earshot of everyone else. Anyway, as I said, my name is Zinni. Last night, and I see all these things that are happening with you, the Celestials, and everything's just crazy right now. Last night, in the sky, there was this crazy white thing, and the only reason I saw it is that," and he'll pull out this it looks a little bit like a radio or like a megaphone of some kind. He's like, "This is my star listener. I use it because I don't know if you know this. The stars, they make sounds, and
Like the gemstones?
yeah, exactly.
You hear the gemstones too? Everyone thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone that can weave stones can listen to their frequencies.
I can hear it.
So you're a weaver.
It's just that he's really proficient in memorizing them.
Weaver's not the right word. I am a wizard, but in training. Apprentice, not quite full
see.
wizard. His eyes are like this anime star eyes. That's exactly what's happening right now. Yeah, so I listen to this all the time. People think I'm weird. It's fine. Last night,
Fine, everything's fine.
I heard something I'd never heard before. It was multiple stars together. So it was this like normally it's like a cool sound or something. It was a symphony, and all this stuff was happening, and it was insane. I
Great.
think
Get to the chase.
I know I might be able to reverse engineer it. And it seems like some crazy things are happening with you all, with all the star stuff. And maybe we could help each other. I'm not sure what's going on with you, but it seems very weird. You're blue, you're indigo. I don't think the rest of you are abnormal colors, but I'm purple, so I tend to notice colors. Yeah. I know that's a lot.
I'm a flea.
I didn't notice the colors.
All things considered,
You're phasing.
this dude probably has been doing something.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. But if we stick with him,
He
maybe
did
we
see
can
the
get
light.
some.
So a little bit of context: when you arrived to town, all that your really high survival checks discovered on the world map was that it was somewhere to the northeast of the Starstep city, in the mountains, kind of somewhere, with a tolerance of, I don't know, like almost 2 miles radius. So that's a huge area to search. And that magic, which was originally kind of hovering over the center of town when you got here, has long faded. It is gone. And so your only option at this point would be to simply search from this area out, to kind of fan out and see what's going on here.
And as he's thinking about this, he's like, oh, yeah, right, this might help. So there was this beam, and it went across, and I think I can, like I said, I can reverse engineer. I can locate it. I can track this beam. There's up in the, under the Thunder Crags, you heard, this beast up there, it's very dangerous. I've gone up there a little bit, not much. Mr. Montaigne wasn't very happy about that, but I did walk around up there, and there's a place up there that you can get into, and I don't know if this is the same place, but I think I can use this listener to find it.
That was
Too
us.
much.
We
That
would
wouldn't
love
hurt.
that.
Wait, you would?
It wouldn't hurt.
Yes. That was
Yeah.
us. We need to find that.
Do you want to come along?
Yeah, we have some concerns about the phasing stuff, and
What's
We're
happening?
running out of time. Is what's
don't worry
happening.
about it.
Very hard to explain. We don't have much
we would
time.
like to
Right.
go to that. We think you're very cool.
We're gonna go into the mountains now.
he like
Validation.
kind of like starts tears welling up a little bit. He's like,
Oh
you
man.
do.
Look, you've
Yes.
caught me on a bad day. Normally, I would be much kinder, but we are running short on time and
Right,
don't have
yes,
time for
yes.
fangirling.
Yes, we can absolutely do that. I simply need to know, let Mr. Montaigne know that I'm going. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting.
Who?
That
Does he live in the rock?
no, and he kind of points, and there's like a little dwelling like next to.
The rock.
Yes.
Great.
You won't mind.
I'm
let's
gonna
just go.
Yes.
Can I walk up to the door and like,
Yes.
hello?
I guess I'll do image first and description second. You knock at the door, and you're surprised after your loud knocking that the man to answer it, he seems gentle, refined.
Great.
He seems like the kind of person that is he just seems to be very calm as he surveys you at the door here. This is what he looks like.
Oh, Santa!
Oh no!
The first thing you notice is that in his hand he's holding a little mug. He's drinking some coffee right now as he stands there. He opens the door, he looks at you. He just seems like he almost expected you to be there. And you notice that there is a little robot running up and down his shoulder there.
Cute.
I don't know if you caught that on first viewing. So he stands and he says,
Sure is.
Santa.
Baby BB-8.
"Hello,
BB,
How do you do?
can I be of service?"
So, I guess, is that yours?
Mr. Montaigne, I found some friends.
So,
Yes, I guess I would say he's mine.
great. If you're willing, we have
need
a
to borrow him.
we have a field trip that we're planning on going in the mountains. We're pretty accomplished as far as adventuring is concerned, so he would be safe. We'll bring him
They think
back.
I'm cool.
We will take good care of him.
Neither confirm nor deny that we think he's cool.
We will return him in better condition than we found him.
Come on, Kibo.
I like your robot, though.
Runs down his hand, and then he. Well, if I was thinking about whether Zenny deserves a field trip, I would ask him if he's finished his artificing studies. And how have that been?
Yeah. might have gotten a little distracted.
Dude.
We had a guest here earlier today. The administratress herself.
Yeah.
Is it possible that you spoke with her while you were in town?
No, not necessarily.
Dear boy, if you are not careful around the delegates from the Library of Evolution, then you're not going to have a good shot at being able to get into one of these institutions.
I know.
Is that your goal?
They're not always what they're cracked up to be.
Well, you see, I think obviously it's super hard to get into one of them, and I don't have the money.
If
But
it helps, I think that our recommendation to Headmaster Zagria might help his chances.
Huh. So,
Depends.
Headmaster Zagria has fond memories of all of you then?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so
She will.
she
Yes. Just.
Well, that is a daunting
There are
thing
fond
to
memories
say.
of us. She doesn't.
sort of, certainly sort of, yeah.
His mustache is like flickering as he's
They-
trying to make sense of what
They
you're saying.
certainly exist. Her fond
Yeah.
memories.
They do
Most
exist.
They
definitely
are out there
exist. Yeah.
somewhere.
Y'all can't. Why?
So, anyway, we're kind of on a time crunch, and I'm not sure if this is a asking for permission thing or what the deal
Telling
is,
thing.
but
We need him.
yeah.
Zinni, if I could speak with you for just a moment.
yeah, sure.
Make it quick.
We'll be out here.
Yeah, be right
You stand
back.
out there.
Don't leave,
All the
please.
residents stand
Oh,
out.
yeah.
No, I jump onto Vineyard.
Hey guys,
We are within an hour.
Hey,
I
guys.
guess roll stealth again.
we hide behind the tower.
Zinni, roll perception.
Oh, perception? Okay.
Yes.
Here we go.
Stealth with advantage
That is a
because flee.
Yeah, stealth with advantage because freaking
Plus
flee.
21.
Great.
No.
All right, well,
Yeah.
you're now in there. Congrats.
Guys, let's go hide behind the rock. We'll scare him.
Keplo takes you into his personal study where
Yes.
he does most of his smithing work, and he's brought in his little plate and his little teacup, and he puts it down, and then he looks at you and he says, "Zinni, this sounds like an excellent opportunity for you to get a little bit more experience working with a party that can protect you as you go and salvage for materials. But, and this is very important, could you at least tell me what it is you're hoping to do with this? You seem more excited than usual.
If I can prove that this device works, and I can submit blueprints, write up whatever they want to the conservatory, I think this might be my ticket in. That I could get that scholarship that only the top students get. If I can prove that I've done my own scientific work that can capture the frequencies of the stars in ways that only the weavers can hear.
Let's go over something just between you and me. Thankfully, no one is here to hear this. We don't need to care about what the rest of the world thinks of us. I mean, look at me. I've enjoyed a successful career, artificing and doing smithing work here, and it was not because I sought to please others, but I never got the chance to go to university myself. And look at you. You've come such a long way from when I found you, pulling scraps from the streets and building these wonderful machinations of your own imagination. You have an incredible gift, and I would think that if your first focus is on discovering the truth that your heart desires, university, even respect and renown, that can follow. That can come later. So, promise me that instead of trying so hard to please these new friends of yours, that instead, that you show them a little bit about what Zinni can do. Okay?
Right, yeah.
All right. That's my boy. Pat, pat, pat.
It's kind of like tassel his hair a little bit.
You know what? That said, this could be a good opportunity for you.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, you haven't thought so yet. He pulls Kibo off of his belt, and he says, I know that you've been working on very rudimentary commands over this robot here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and display one of them for me now.
Right, and so he'll put Kibo on the ground and say, yes. Kibo, Starlight mode. And so what should happen, I don't know if it happens or not, is it's like a holographic just of like a couple stars. Not very many stars, but just like a couple little stars.
Cool. So why don't you roll an animal handling check?
Oh, here we go.
What does Kibo look like?
He's here.
It's the little
The
ball.
little ball.
It's like a little BB-8 kind of thing.
Oh, okay. It doesn't look like a
17.
beetle, right?
No, it does not look
It
like
kind of looks like a beetle.
No, no.
It kind of looks like a crab.
Yeah.
We're fine then.
Okay, what's up?
17.
Cool. It executes it to your intended behavior. So. And you see these little holographic stars that twinkle around him as he's rotating in place. He gives you a little 3D panorama. Kind of
I
thing.
love him.
Okay, so he's back on his feet.
Yeah.
And then you notice as Keplo. He says, why don't you take him? Just for today. And see if you can teach him any new tricks.
Right, yeah, I'll be real careful with him. And he kind of like,
All right, great.
Advice.
And he says, now, there's something that's got to be done about the administress. But, well, I can tell you when you get back. We can talk about it then. The rest of you outside, you notice that walking up the road come 3 robed individuals, and they're walking towards Keplo's house. It's called Vector Smithing. Has a little sign on the front of it. It's
How
got a
far
little-
away?
It's got a little like circular robotic-looking android holding a hammer, and that's the sign over his thing.
So we're still hidden behind the tower, right?
to surprise it.
To hide behind.
Yeah.
How far
We
away are
hide,
they
stealth
from the
hide.
tower?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff to hide behind. There are some like large storage areas, maybe crates and boxes. There's some shrubbery. Take your pick. It's there.
Okay.
How far away are they from
So-
us?
100, 300 feet.
So Zinni comes out the door, yeah?
He ushers you out.
Time to go!
We're behind the rock.
okay,
Come back here.
okay. And he like scurries over there.
You notice as you are watching these individuals walk towards you that there is, I said 3 earlier, there's actually 2 additional like robed forces that are with them.
Great.
And oh boy, let's do this again. I want Aegon and Lupin to roll perception. This is a hearing check. I imagine fleas have the
That's
same
a
hearing
flea?
range as
Okay.
a regular human.
12.
12 and
15.
15, great. Nope. So they're whispering amongst themselves and you don't hear what they're saying. And they start walking up to the front door. Are you behind the tower at this point?
We are not in eyesight.
Yeah,
I'm wherever he is.
Great. What do you do?
Why are we hiding from the administratress?
I think we gotta go.
Wait until they get inside.
And then we make a run for it.
Good point.
Why, hello there. Yes, Mr. Montaigne. Sorry to disrupt you again. We got updated reports on the fugitives that we're looking for. We were wondering if you had seen any group of, the report said a lot of different things, but it looks like there was a few humans, some elves and half-elves. There was certainly a Leonid among them. That should be easy to pick out. And a Goliath. That should make it easy for you. And you hear him, his voice doesn't change a beat at all. You hear him say, that is a very interesting group, you say. And you say they're here. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Oh. Yeah, I can see what I can do. Tomorrow then. Whisper, 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 whisper. Uh-huh. Well, I tell you that it'll take 12 hours. Whisper. No. 12 hours is the amount of time that you need. And I should be able to get it back to you then. Sorry, that was something in my throat here. I should probably rest to take care of it. Yeah, I'll take that then. Thank you.
Right.
I appreciate your business. Thank you very much. And so he takes the stuff, and you hear clanging inside of his shop. And eventually the three individuals are standing at the front door. They don't seem to be going anywhere immediately. What do you do?
Stay.
Should we wait them out?
I think we'll wait them out.
Seems
Any sort of moment, they're immediately going to come over here.
Well, I thought you all were on a time schedule.
Look, we can only do so much.
I understand.
Can you do your thaumaturgy? Or your loud
Yeah,
noise thing?
I could make it sound like people are screaming in the village.
that would work.
I like that.
Can you make them scream, Leonidas is attacking?
Wow.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but
Little
there aren't that many
racist, I
Leonids
gotta
this
say.
far.
Exactly, but
Yeah,
they're looking
she's-
for one.
Yeah,
And so if we make them think it's in the village.
yeah, alright, I can do that. And he will cast Thaumaturgy, making it sound like people are screaming that there's a Leonin attacking.
Why don't you
the
simulate
village.
that?
What?
Why do you simulate that? What's the sound?
Ah! It has claws! It has a mane! We need help!
I'm only twice. So one of them immediately says, Administrator must be in town. I'm gonna go immediately. And you see him pull out a stone and start casting it, and she grabs his hand and says, Stop.
Oh no.
Oh,
Dag nabbit.
There's magic coming from around here.
No, there's not.
It's not.
She says, I think it's over there. Come with me. And they start walking with her in your direction.
Okay. So Zinni will stand up like he's got his star listener in his ear, and just kind of sit on top of one of the boxes, just like he doesn't even notice they're there.
Okay, cool. What do the rest of you do? 5 seconds.
We hide in. We still hide.
We hide.
Yeah,
Behind the tower?
With, like in
You
various
said there's like
things.
bushes and
Yeah.
storage
The
areas.
question is, are you all in the same area, or are you in different areas?
We're in
of the
different
tower?
Yeah,
areas.
it's like
I want to split up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Split
Okay,
up
tell me where you are now. Go.
in a box.
In a box.
In the bushes.
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 Behind some boxes in a storage barn.
Got it.
thing.
The trees?
The trees.
Where are the trees?
You're still a flea.
I'm hanging out on him.
Great. All right.
Do we
Cool.
roll
Oh, you're on me now? Okay,
Do we
nice.
roll
Yeah.
stealth? Is there anything, or are we just hidden?
Only
or?
if it matters, because that's a lot of stealth checks to
Okay.
resolve. So they walk up and you're sitting there.
And I'll look up and say, "Oh, mistress, g'day."
Good day. Did you happen to see a Goliath, a Leonid, maybe a werebear in these midst?
Yeah, I think I saw them when I was in town earlier.
I want to relay the importance of this to you.
Okay.
Xananis. There are fugitives with extremely powerful and uncontrollable magical energy that are in this town.
Oh my.
We have reason to believe that if they were to go off at an untimely moment, that they could attract the worst of the constructs in the Thundercrack Mountains.
Right.
I've been issued here to try to issue their safe removal immediately.
Yeah.
Surely you understand that.
Yeah, that sounds very important. Yeah.
So I want you to look me in the eye and tell me again,
Uh-huh.
have you seen anyone like that here?
Here in the village. Yeah.
Yes, here in Starstep.
Yeah.
You have seen them.
Yeah. They were here earlier. Did you not see them?
What? She straightens her robe.
Are you blind?
Well then, where are they?
Where are they now?
Yes, where are they now? I don't want to know where they were yesterday. I want to
Yeah.
know where they are now. Or better yet, tell me where they're going. That would be fantastic.
They said they had some really urgent business that they needed taken care of. There was
You
some...
spoke to them.
Yeah, in the town earlier.
Right. In the town earlier. Oh,
She's doing like flea things.
let's. Okay, let's try this. Let's run this back and try this again.
Okay.
I happen to know people at the conservatories.
Yeah.
People that would be very, very excited to meet a young man like yourself that helped us to find an existential threat at the outskirts of our conservatory region. What an opportunity.
Well,
Is it possible that you may know anything about where they are now?
That's very kind of you. I'm actually pursuing my own research, and he kind of his advice here. I can't say that.
No, I don't want to hear more about your faulty radio system. If you want legitimate academic backing, you should probably engage with some of our scholars here. One of the mages, there are 4 of them, by the way. One of the mages, they've all just been very quietly standing there.
Yes.
One of them says, yes, I study mud. You could work with me.
Very, very competent scholars you have here. Yeah.
Thank you, Marcus. So if that was attractive to you, you could just... Why don't you? Just let us know what you may have figured out from them.
Well, if I happen to hear anything
Roll
later.
perception for me.
Okay. Ooh, that is a 18.
Roll a wisdom save.
Oh boy. That is a wisdom save. Wisdom is plus 22.
Cool. While she was talking to you,
Yeah.
you become immediately aware that one of the wizards that was behind her, one that you weren't really paying attention to initially because she was speaking, is now holding an emerald in his left palm, and he's been silently reciting the incantation that makes it active. And you, at the moment, are now immediately aware of the fact that you cannot tell any lies.
Interesting.
There's a fantastic opportunity at the Celestial Conservatory, or you can go and study business. You can even take some of your artificing abilities to the engineering professor there. He would love to have you. So where are they again?
Administratress, I'm on the verge of a really big breakthrough here, and I'm afraid you're really disturbing my studies right now, which I thought you wanted me to succeed in. So I'm afraid I can't help you. I have to keep listening to the stars to write this paper for the conservatory.
Oh goodness, you're a child. Did I not relay to you how important this was for the safety of these citizens?
I understand that it's important to you. I'm trying to do research here.
Mm-hmm. Roll deception for me. We'll make it a 1 roll, so this one matters.
Oh boy! I was trying to avoid. Oh! No. Oh, that's not good. I was trying to avoid rolling
Oh,
deception.
I hope your O's meant that it was good.
Deception, that is an 11.
Mm-hmm. You hear that the mage behind her to the left, this male mage that's there, he says, "He's lying, miss." And she says, "Right then. My guess is they're around here." You seize him, and let's see if we can investigate the area nearby. All of you hear pretty much all of this. You're close enough to have heard all of this. You wasn't really whispering.
So, fight?
Fine.
Yeah.
Fight.
And then
Haley pins on Zinni. We're not good
Wait,
at this.
what if the animals distract and we run?
We should
We need to get
definitely.
Benny out.
Yeah, we need.
Yeah, we
Zinni.
grab him and run.
Okay, so while this is
carry
all, while this is happening, I should at least preface that as she says, capture them, she tells the 4th one that's there. He's like, "And why don't you call for backup while we're at it?"
Oh, great.
So this is what's at stake, at least. This is how she operates. What do? You have 5 seconds. Let me know.
Right.
What?
How about we... grab Zinni and run as best
Yeah.
we
We
can.
should run.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you are going to try to make an escape, then I suppose that all of you, including the mages and the ministers, need to roll for initiative.
Oh boy!
Oh, boy, you
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Zinni's not doing good.
No!
22.
What's my
Why don't you just
initiative?
assemble yourselves based on the numbers you give?
What's how?
Hand those closer.
Initiative.
Where's Dagon?
Initiative.
15.
I'm 18.
No,
Initiative.
it's not there, Rip.
Should be on the first page.
Rip Nova.
It's not there.
I got 13, so
It's
we're
right there.
Oh,
13.
There.
I don't have a thing.
Well,
by
What's
the way.
yours?
Like, 18.
You got
18.
I'm a blank.
Yours.
I'm a
22.
blank.
It's
What
12.
did you get?
18.
I'm
You get
12.
5.
Okay, you're here. I had 13, so I should be right in front. What'd you get?
12.
I got
Okay, so
15.
we're here. Do I have the same again?
I think we're good. I think we're good.
5. You got a 5.
Zinni. 5. Great.
Okay, well, so you have the initiative here. I've got Ari at the top, all the way going down. Great. So immediately, this is what you see. They are walking forward. He's sitting on top of his little 10-foot tower. Has been talking down to her this entire time. You can tell that they are making moves in quickly to try to apprehend this individual, while 2 of the other mages start moving around the sides of Keplo's smithing shop and looking for the remainder of you. I can randomly just assign if they're coming your direction. I don't think we need to be super hardcore about the map here. So, in initiative order, number 1, let me know, Ari, what you do.
You're within 5 feet of the administrator?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm gonna jump out and sneak attack. Stab.
Stab,
Okay.
stab.
Oh, we're not going
Stab.
for knockout. We're going for
No, we're stabbing.
kill him.
We're stabbed.
Okay.
I'm tired of these people.
Wait, are we
So-
fighting or running?
We're getting
We're
Zinni out
getting
first.
Zinni and then we're running. You
What
can
I-
run if
what
you
I want to-
Trying to be helpful.
What I want to point out is, yeah, so like I said, we weren't being super hardcore about the map here. I'm going to roll luck in terms of how far the nearest bush was, because if it was really close, then let's say maybe you could. And if
Alright.
it wasn't, then I would have to go back and check on stealth and all that funky stuff, and I don't want to have to do any of
Okay.
that, so we're rolling for luck. Okay. That's actually the exact threshold I was looking for. So you happen to be just close enough to be able to go out and do a sneak attack.
Am I
if you would
keeping
like.
that roll or do I-
Keep it. What was it?
A 9. Do
So-
I get advantage from jumping from a stealth?
Almost certainly.
I'm fairly certain that's how sneak attack works.
By these, I'm pretty sure.
Better.
Oh.
That's an 11.
Wait, what? She's like
I have a +7 on my daggers. So the first attack misses. I'll roll for the second attack. Do I still get advantage on that one?
Yeah, it's definitely advantage. This assumes that she failed her perception of you earlier,
Okay.
but
A 17 to hit on that one?
okay. So you attack twice, is what I'm
Yes.
understanding.
The
here.
first one missed the second
Right,
hit.
but sneak attack wouldn't proc on the bonus attack because that's not how
Right.
2-weapon fight.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
my
So
sneak attack missed.
the second one hits.
Yeah.
Your first one, you lunge into action as she sidesteps you as her body slumps down a little bit, and you see that your second strikes true, and you do a damage, and she goes, "Ugh! Ah! This one, capture her and the others too."
I'm going to use. Wait, hang on. I need to check something. Level 3 stuff. Sorry.
Bonus actions
One
do you
moment.
have?
Many, I'm sure.
I have, for all intents and purposes, 4. And I'm a monk. Not even a rogue. I have
I don't know what.
a
Rakish-
stupid amount of
What are you looking for?
key-based
My Rakish Audacity? There it is. Okay, wait. Oh, I should have added +2 to mine. I should have. Oh well.
You're
If I make a
first.
melee attack, that creature can't make opportunity attacks. Great.
Cool.
I'm gonna run away.
Where do you run to? You can run up the path, you can run behind the house, you can run behind the tower, you can run back and go and try to hide in something.
Yeah, I'm gonna run back to my bush.
Okay, well your bush was close enough to get the sneak attack off, so they're just gonna be able to watch you go
I'm
back to
gonna-
the bush.
Run away!
Run up the path.
Okay, up the path. towards the
There we
mountain.
go.
Okay, you did some damage. She looks hurt, but not that badly hurt. As she's taken a lot of it. And one thing that I'll note is that when your dagger struck down into her side, you primarily heard the sound of hard leather and metal. As she grunted in pain. And so as you are preparing, who's next?
I am.
Go.
With an 18. I don't know if that affects your
Nope,
prediction.
I'm
great.
tracking here.
I'm in a barn
Yep.
and
Little
behind a
barn unit.
box. I
Yeah.
assume a wizard is walking toward the barn.
Yep.
Great.
Let's say one.
I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna do like a little bit of a helicopter swing with my staff, and I'm gonna hit him on the head.
Great. Great. Good hide. He was coming forward. He was looking to see if anyone was hiding. It doesn't seem like he sees you coming. Roll with advantage.
Yeah. That is a 17.
Great
hit.
So you and you knock him in such a way that he like stumbles backward multiple steps. Give me the damage.
It is 12.
12 damage. Pretty nasty hit right there.
Cool. I'm then gonna flurry of blows him and imbue it with the power of an elemental crab and do acid damage. And I'm gonna punch him in the
So your fists turn into like little crab hands.
crab
Little
hands.
crab
Yeah.
acid hands. All right.
So 2 unarmed attacks.
Yep. Do it.
That one misses. That one also misses. 2. I got 2 twice.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm also noting both with. Sorry to throw in a rule change like this so ad hoc, but with great weapon with 2 weapon fighting with flurry of blows key attacks, I think I have to only proc wild magic surge on your first attack each round, because some of you are getting like 4 attacks, and that's just gonna make it way more likely for you to have wild magic.
Cool.
Oh,
I have declared. I have decided.
We're not
Understood.
against that rule.
All right,
We're
great.
worried.
Congratulations.
Great. Oh, it's when I damage, so I guess it's not, because I didn't hit him with my unarmed attacks. So, bummer. That's a bummer. That's fine though. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Everything's fine.
So
Everything's
it's
fine.
and you shove him backwards, and then you start coming forward with these
Yeah.
punches, and it seems like he's just. I mean, he's basically just like doing some
Stumbling
like as you just play. You're doing the rolling hand punch like from cartoons.
Great.
Are you feeling a little crabby now?
I am feeling a little crabby. Thanks. Great. I'm going to now spend another key point for another flurry of blows.
Great, do it.
Please hit. Hello. It's a bounce out, but it's a like a 22.
Yeah.
Well, that hits.
And then, please, that one's a 25. I don't know how they landed in the thing though.
Cool.
Swag.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Swag
money.
Swag money?
So you're
Swag.
and
Yeah.
So you can use multiple key points on the same attack action.
As far as I'm aware.
This seems sus.
Hold, please.
I can go get the
Holding,
official player's
please.
handbook.
After you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. Perhaps no.
Okay, so you did it once.
Yeah, I did it once and missed.
Okay, great. Keep your key then.
No.
Congratulations.
I rolled twice well for no reason.
Well, it
just to
happens.
flex on the table.
Sometimes that happens. All right, cool. Who's next?
Me.
Your flex
Okay,
has
so
no power
Uyaga's
against
been hiding in her
all
crate.
my dice.
She stands up and immediately takes her sling and whirls it around and just yeets a rock
Consider
for the administrators.
Can
Because,
she-
Do
I'm
it.
not a fan of that.
Can
lady.
she cry out in bardic fury the word yeet
It's not gonna be me.
and get advantage for it?
That's a nat 20.
Hey! So first of all, you have to yeet, right? What does it
Yeah.
sound
That's a
like?
yeet.
What does it
Yeah.
sound like?
Rip our audio.
Pretty much a yeet.
Some people are listening to that with headphones.
Yeah, rip headphone
They
users.
just lost their ears.
So sorry.
Why don't you roll D100 while I narrate? The stone sails through the air, and you hear it crack this poor woman in the side of the head.
Tilted.
I have tinnitus now.
The whole thing is tilted. Put it on the table.
Please never yeet that loud again.
Oh,
97.
No, on the
Yeah.
contrary, I'm very happy that it happened. So, what ends up happening at this point is that noise stands to the air, and then, much in line with the rest of us, it strikes her in the side of the ear, and you see blood coming out of it immediately as she is almost thrown in place. And you notice her start to twitch in pain as she grabs her neck and then her one hand over her ear there. Immediately when this happens, the stone sails, and your forearm goes, and it phases in place as you feel the shimmer come back to you, and you hear all around you as a mage is coming for you, as the others are jumping from their hiding places. You hear.
Do we hear this too?
Yep. And that will continue. That will continue playing for the next 6 rounds.
Okay, that's not it.
What?
Okay, I just get background music now. That's lit. Oh, I can battle
Literally
music.
music.
Cool.
Just
Cool.
There's
Also,
music.
It's like battle
also
scenes
that
with, like,
does her
classical music to it.
5 points of damage.
Great. Because it's music and that's hilarious, and you're a bard, you give
Yeah.
yourself bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Seems
right.
fair. All right, cool. So for free, by the way, you still have all your others. So that happens. Who's next?
Me.
Uh,
What's your initiative?
Was
13.
Okay, cool. Go. Actually, no. Sorry, I was wrong. That's why I was asking. So immediately you hear someone, and he's yelling. He's yelling into it's a blank scroll that he's carrying with him, and he goes, "We need all forces here immediately. Send all backup within range." And he puts it in his pocket and starts pulling a gemstone out. Cool. Then I guess the two people, this guy that's facing you,
Yep.
he looks at you, and we're going to keep things pretty simple because there's a lot of mages to resolve. He throws a scorching ray at you, and it's an attack to hit. And he does hit. Cool. And you take 7 fire damage.
I'm gonna reaction take off 1d12
Dang.
because Goliath.
Cool.
I take no damage. Get right.
Very sick.
Get wrecked.
Cool.
Hang on. Let me make sure that's true. 1d12 plus 2. So actually, I take negative 3
You
damage.
heal.
Thank you.
It's like feels good. It's like a little. Like a little.
I was feeling quite chilly. Oh, sorry. I was feeling quite chilly.
He says,
I don't know how to do that
He
voice
says,
with.
"Good, then I guess you'll enjoy this." And I was gonna have him shoot you with a cold ray next, so with the ice bolt, so
Right.
frost bolt. Goodness, so many words. And that actually does not hit. You don't have grade 8. What's your AC?
14.
Yeah, it doesn't hit. So he, and it was close enough to where it glances, but you kind of just brush it off. It doesn't feel very bad. What are you laughing at?
I have cold resistance. I'm a Goliath.
I didn't work hard enough in my studies. I should have known
You're
that.
an idiot.
Great,
I didn't know
great
you knew vicious
examples from the
mockery.
Can you
conservatory
roll
here,
with disadvantage
Administrator.
now that he's sad?
Yeah, can I vicious
Stupid.
mockery that?
You don't get a mockery back. The
Guess
maid
who does
invented-
get vicious mockery though at level 3?
The mage that's approaching you at this moment is going to. He pulls a leaf out and then it turns into a projectile that is dripping with green acid and he hurls it at you. And misses wildly. And he says, it was probably because it was a maple leaf. And he throws a pine needle next and it misses too. So,
Do either of those come?
why do all
near
of my
me?
mages suck at combat? What's up?
Do either of those come near me?
No. We're gonna
Okay.
say they're fanned out enough to do that.
Alright.
Cool. Third guy called for backup. That happened, and then the third person is attacking you, Zinni. And he is going to do. I'm trying to use just like all the fun stuff here. Cool. He runs up, and you notice that he pulls a sword from his hilt, and it glows with like this white energy. And he jumps and he tries to swipe at your body.
Okay.
And what's your AC?
My AC is on here somewhere, I'm sure. Help,
It would be at
help.
Top.
Oh, there it is. AC is 13.
Okay, so a lot of this happens really quickly. They're engaging on you. Your party members have jumped out and they're now fighting and all this crazy stuff is happening. And meanwhile, he makes the jump and you see that your legs are in range because you were sitting on the tower and you do this thing where you do kind of like a monkey kick up. So you push yourself up and you get on your feet and in that way he isn't able to reach you because you're at the top of this tower at the moment. So he misses. Great job.
Nice try.
But I need you to do a dex save.
Uh-oh.
Fall off the tower.
That is a 12 plus a dex save, 15.
Cool. You see that a bolt of radiant energy starts streaking down from the sky above you. So you look up, and at the top of the tower, it's and you dodge to the side as it strikes the ground next to you, and you see dust fall off the top of your tower.
Oh boy.
Cool.
Yikes.
Okay.
There you go.
Lightning? What was it?
Yeah, that's all. And then Cypress, you're up.
Lightning.
Okay, who's around me? At this point, I'm hiding in the bush. Who's around me?
No one.
No bad guys.
This mage is closest to you, but if you were in range of that mage. Otherwise, the other two
Mage
mages
and
are
mage.
flanking. What's his face?
Who's the same one?
So I'm going to jump out of the bush as a direwolf
Yeah.
Swag?
at the closest bad guy.
We'll take this guy.
Kill him.
He has not taken any damage yet.
Which also gives me speed of 50. So I could
Oh,
probably
you get there. Yeah. I imagine you can attack any of these mages, any of these 2 mages, at will here.
Wait, can I attack what's her face lady?
No.
I assume there's not still a sneak attack on the table for him.
No.
Didn't think so.
He's not a rogue, so he doesn't have sneak attack.
Attack of
I guess
opportunity.
attacking with advantage.
Oh,
Opportunity attack.
Sorry, I was hiding in a bush. and
Yeah,
then
I'm just
came out as a
checking.
wolf.
You're making me retroactively check all of the perceptions against all of your stealth, and so I'm just doing a rough approximation. Sure. Yeah, you can attack with advantage because it seems like he was not aware of your surroundings.
They're
It is
not.
actually incredible how poorly all of these people have rolled. I don't think I've rolled above a 9 this entire fight.
So you said only the
It's
first one.
insane. What's up?
Only the first one counts for wild magic.
Yeah.
I rolled 2 at a time, so this one's
Yes,
the first
yeah,
one.
yeah.
The middle one's the first one.
I like that. Thanks for tracking
yeah.
that.
I guess I'm biting at him.
Yes.
Chomp
Dire
him.
wolf stats.
Oh wait.
Chomp him.
Oh, I guess I get advantage anyway because she's nearby.
Yeah, pack tactics.
Woo!
Yeah.
Swag.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Swag.
Wolves are.
The metal one is not a
The
crit.
middle one's not a crit. The other one is.
Well, what? So, just roll overall damage, right? Oh,
That was just.
oh,
the
got
hit.
it. You're taking the crit. Okay, cool. Then just roll damage twice, and then add the modifier after that. So you see that from the bushes where previously there was like a skinny little druid-looking guy. There's just like an actual wolf that appears.
Just a mask.
Like a big wolf.
He tears up at this guy that just absolutely
his throat.
failed his little acid leaf
Wait,
attack
sorry.
on you. Is now getting mauled by a wolf.
I double the die.
That you roll the damage die twice,
Okay, so it's 2d6. So.
and then you add any modifiers on top of that afterwards.
So it's 46. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
It's a pretty gnarly bite you just ripped into
And,
this guy.
and he has a DC 13 strength save or he's knocked prone.
Oh.
Cool. As you pounce on him, you notice that he goes, ugh, and you bite into his arm, and you're shocked when he takes you and he says, "Get off me!" and he pries your mouth, and then, that's 20, baby, he suplexes you to the ground. And you are not 20.
What?
Yeah.
You're knocked prone.
You are now knocked prone because I get to say so. And because everyone else on his team has been doing really poorly.
So how does that prone work for a wolf?
You're prone.
Get up.
It's just
Get up.
It's just normal, right?
Just
You
get up
spend
over.
half your movement getting up, if you wish. Cool.
25 feet.
still
So
have 20.
he looks down on you, and he's like, "How dare you ruin my cloak?" And that's it. That's all that happens. Who's next?
I am. So when that wizard attacked Zinni,
Yeah,
how close did he get?
he's next to him. He's literally as
Jump
close
on
as you
I'm
can
gonna
be.
jump on him.
You're joking, good.
Can you transform into another creature?
I'm
yeah,
going
so
to.
you get-
I'm
yeah,
going
you
to
get-
quickly climb into his ear,
Oh my god!
and then I'm going to wild shape into Fern
Got it.
while I'm in his head.
I'm aware. I'm aware of how brutal that could be.
Is that okay?
I love the idea. Here's the problem. On paper, it's obvious that even just putting
Okay.
like a golf ball inside someone's head would kill them instantly.
Okay.
D&D doesn't have damage stats like that because
Okay.
people get struck by lightning and still live. So, unfortunately, I have to just make it like a
Okay.
generic.
I'm just gonna. I'll
Attack.
land on him, turn into Fern immediately, and
But-
go for a bite.
But we can
you
still.
turn into Fern?
If you wanna use your height to transform mid-air and do something brutal like that, yeah, I can give you like advantage. And
you know what?
double
Here we
damage
go.
on,
I'm
like,
just gonna. I'm gonna turn back into myself
Okay.
while I'm sitting on his shoulder,
Okay.
and then I'm going to cast a spell.
Cool. Hey Zinni, turns out there was a person on you this whole time. Lupin transforms back and is on your shoulder.
Where did you come from?
You've never met her.
That's her answer.
I'm going to produce flame with a tier 0 ruby,
Okay.
and then I'm going to cast a fireball in the midst of his face.
Good.
In the midst of
Do
his
it.
face.
I did it.
It's an attack roll, right?
Yes.
Is it? No, you said produce flame, right?
Yeah.
I'm just trying
So-
to figure out. It should say whether it's a save or not.
All I'm saying is, you could turn into an elk.
Harold!
Land on him. He is at the top of a 10-foot tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
jump.
range spell attack. Is it produce flame? You're using produce flame.
Jump.
Yeah, roll an attack roll.
Elk.
It's a ranged spell
Swish.
attack, so you would just like basically roll your attack. I don't know how to get back to
And
it.
then you add your spellcasting modifier,
So
which
you
is
would go
+2.
up. You go to spells,
You could turn into a giant
and then
wolf
spell
spider.
attack is +5. So you roll a d20 and add 5, and that's to hit.
19.
Cool. Well, that definitely hits. So roll damage.
That's a
D8 fire damage. See what happens.
And your damage is 1d8.
That's
Fire
a D12.
damage.
That's a D12.
Your D8 should
These are
look
wide.
like
No, that's a
this.
D10.
It should be diamond
this
shaped.
You're good.
Leave yourself.
Hello? 4.
Cool. You see it that this fire like nips at his feet, and you see that it's starting to spread up his shoes, and so he's starting to stomp it out real quickly here. You burn him a little bit, which is good. Which is good. Cool.
Wait, do I have another one? I can do another thing?
No.
No, I can't.
Because transforming,
Is an action.
Okay.
Or bonus action.
Should be a bonus.
it's an action
So
for
it's
her.
it's the alternative,
really?
wouldn't it be?
Because
Oh yeah,
someone
because
who
your
makes it a
way
bonus.
is yeah.
Okay. Well, I will narrate that next. The administrator, a little slow on the draw here, immediately pulls up and says, "That's enough." And you can tell that she is beginning to feel. So there's blood, right? Like all this blood right here. She's beginning to express like a lot of frustration about what's going on, and so at this moment you see her pull out a stone, and then you see a dimension door in front of you, much like the one that Headmaster Zagreus created. And immediately through the door, you do start to see that there are some. They are basically foot soldiers. They are men that have spears and swords, and are not simply robed wizard-looking dudes. They've got, let's call it plate armor, just for stat reference, and they are marching through. You'd say that they, we're adding, let's say, 2 every round, and they are coming after you. So she's doing this. She says, "There's one there and there and there. I need all of them." And so she's pointing out all of you as she's seeing you fight.
We
Let's
gotta
start
go.
a fire in the forest and run away.
Yes.
I can
Is there
produce
forest
I can
near us?
produce
I thought
Is
there was
there
a
a forest near
around.
us?
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
at
they're in
least
the mountain.
there's at least brush. Like there's all of
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Let's
There
start.
are things
a
to
rock
Also-
You're at the
slide.
base of the mountain, basically.
We're not burning the
There's
forest down.
brush.
Let's
There's
start a
not
rock
gonna
slide.
happen.
We're not gonna die!
It's fine. It's dry. There's bushes. There's crates. Let's set things on fire and run.
Cool. Well, do it. What do you do?
Okay.
Who's next?
Produce flame.
Wait,
Axios.
Axios is
Axios
next.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Guess you're our decision maker.
You don't happen to have a produce flame.
So about that,
Yeah.
I have no spell.
Well, but you could
Same.
take a stone.
Yeah, no,
As
like
your action,
um,
Bonus
Lupin
Bonus
can
action to grab it.
if she's right next to you.
Lupin can toss it.
Move.
Well, she can't cast
Lupin's
a spell. She
action
has a
has to
spell
be.
I have like 1 spell slot.
Well, it's 0
You
anyway.
have
It's a
3.
cantrip.
You have 3.
Zinni yells, "Throw some crates at them!"
Okay, so do I have the produce flame thing?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
It's in
we
your
just
inventory.
like Lupin
So
can just
it's
yell,
It's not in her.
Axios
inventory.
catch.
It's in.
My.
So we're trying to ask, how does that get
Wait,
passed?
all she needs to do
They're too
is
far away.
walk up to Lupin and get the
Yeah.
stone. That's her movement and her bonus action, and then she has an action.
That's right.
But-
That is how it
Yeah.
works.
okay, I take this stone and I go, and then I slap it on a crate.
Well, what happens next? I guess
That's your
we'll
friend's
find
house,
out.
I guess.
So I want the crate to catch fire, and then I'm gonna yeet it over there
Where?
towards the people.
Okay.
At lady.
Towards the
At
people.
the lady.
Why don't you give me an athletics check?
Easy freaking peasy. 19.
There we go.
You
Great.
throw and you hit them with a box of fire.
A box of fire.
So you
Burning
see
crate,
that?
you become-
You see that happening?
Can I roar too?
Yeah, I'll roll your damage for you. It's a box.
Roar!
It's also fire. You roar at them.
Roar!
So I'm rolling for like 5
DC
people.
14 wisdom save.
Yeah, I know. All right,
Are they
so
closer?
soldiers,
No.
her,
Well,
and 2 more
actually 10
mages.
feet.
God, these guys suck. She actually ended up being the only one that rolled well enough to succeed your fear save. So she's mad at you. Congratulations.
Good.
Now
As,
everyone run!
as all of this is occurring, you notice that a ball that has like little locks and mechanisms that are etched and carved into it, is thrown from the roof of the Montaigne house
There we
and
go.
lands in the midst of the action where everyone is. And from it, you see. And you hear the absolute most gut-wrenching, ear-splitting, ultrasonic piercing noise.
That yeet.
It's like that if it was 30 of them. So it's. And every single person in like a 200-foot radius, which is all of you, is brought to your knees as you cannot stand how loud this sound is. Okay? So, first, what do you do? Does anybody do anything immediately?
Are you still like near them? I want to pull him away from the bad guy.
You can't do that.
Would Zinni know what this is?
Yes.
Okay. So he tries to like. I assume we're all kind of in the same
Actually,
area.
I'm gonna give you some info right now.
Yes.
I was gonna share in a second.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
not only do you know what this is, it's something that your surrogate father created.
Yes.
But it is also something that you can fix using his patented earplugs that you have on your person.
Hey.
How many do you have? You have.
Come on. What is it?
Could be any of them.
Oh, no.
Be any of it.
3 pairs.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will plug my ears first.
Yep. So
Actually,
you don't. Yeah.
no,
go.
I will not plug my ears. I will plug it. Can I still move? Like even though it's like.
Yeah. For the rest of you,
So you've rolled
everyone
this out before, and
needs.
he's
All
not
of you need to immediately roll a. It's a con save.
So I'm a wolf
Yeah.
with keen hearing.
Awesome. I love it. Roll with disadvantage.
Great.
I'm a 19.
Me too.
Third.
No, you have earplugs now.
Sweet.
No,
Wait
he
a
doesn't.
second.
have
He
concept.
doesn't.
I said I pulled them out because I was gonna try to give them to somebody else first.
I recommend keeping them.
Why would
We
you not
need
just
you
wear
to
them?
get-
I will put them in my own ears first. It's great. Great.
I just realized I don't know if this is a paladin or a lion thing, but I actually have an immunity to disease. So in case that
Lol.
cough thing is relevant later.
It was literally just like a flu. So
Okay. I
nothing
forgot
too
about
nothing
that.
too bad. Okay. Anyone lower than a 17?
Oh no. Wait, did we all roll 4?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Classic.
I
Show your
rolled
force to the
13.
camera. Winner table. Did you get a 3?
No, this is a 19, right?
19.
No,
Oh,
this
okay,
is
cool.
9. Yeah, it's that.
Oh, okay, cool. If you rolled lower than a 17,
Yep.
you're paralyzed. Meaning you, I mean, I can read the exact stats
I
here.
get up, brush
You're
it off.
incapacitated,
What
you
do you
can't
guys
move or
I know.
speak. You automatically fail
Yeah.
strength and dexterity saving throws, and all attacks against you have advantage. It's a crit also if they're within 5 feet of you. It is so overwhelming in your head that you cannot do anything else at the moment. Yes. I'm also rolling for them.
Okay. I will jam them in Axios' ears because he doesn't look affected. Does anybody else not look affected?
Why would you jam it in our ears then?
Yeah, shouldn't you generally?
Well, because I didn't know if it'd go away. Does the paralysis go away if you put the earplugs in their ears?
You know that it does, yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I will not do that.
Here you go,
We're doing
your
great, guys.
guys'
I will jam them in these two guys' ears and
Great.
just start motioning to like start dragging people away.
Okay.
Great.
You
I'm
two,
gonna-
boom, you pop up, and you notice that the mage is around you. The one that you just clobbered, and the one that you were like biting that like suplexed you, he's now on the ground next to you, and he's doing this, shaking in place and sort of moaning. Meanwhile, absolutely every one of your enemies is also on the ground doing this.
Correct.
They seem to not have fought it off.
How's
So-
Fern?
Where's
Wait.
my bee?
This is pretty important, so I guess I should roll, right? Sar is taking it like a champ, and Fern is not. Fern is whining like a baby.
Honey.
Okay, I want to pick up Uyanga and put her
Yeah.
on Sar.
I see these
You're
two,
like-
and they're
Yeah.
relatively close to each other, right?
I'm up the path.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
away
you
from
left. I'm gonna grab him, and I'm
So
gonna.
I have
Well, he has. You two have earplugs.
Who doesn't?
I don't.
Everybody
I'll run
else.
to
If we
you.
put earplugs in Fern, Fern can carry both of these.
So I'm a large direwolf.
Yeah,
I can carry
I
someone.
can.
I don't know.
So I'll run up to you and kind of
He
like.
is a direwolf.
Nudge me up.
Are you
kinda
okay?
Carry you.
Okay.
Okay.
Her.
I'm grabbing Fern and I'm running toward Airy.
Sar knows enough that if
Wait, Cypress got to me.
if Uyanga's put
I'm a
on
wolf.
Sar, she'll just
Are we
like
going
start
that
running.
way?
Yeah, so I
So,
run up and
great.
So you You're gonna have to be strong to carry this werebear, dude. This is a big werebear.
I count as one size larger when determining my carrying capacity.
That's great. Good for you.
Powerful build.
Okay, well, let's roll athletics anyways.
Advantage?
No, you don't get advantage. This makes the DC easier.
Oh no.
Well, it's a 13, so.
Okay. Man, it's fine. It's enough. You pick up this guy. You're Goliath after all. So you are doing your absolute best to kind of like mosey this werebear along. Anything else interesting happen?
I think picked me up.
Threw her on my back.
Okay, great. So, and then you're running up. What about Axios here?
I put a young on the horse, and I'm just making sure we got it.
Oh, that's right. You just fought
He's
it off.
fine,
I forgot
yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay.
What
Cool.
about-
So,
Chill.
Did you find it off too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, okay.
As we leave, I will use create bonfire.
Mhm.
Is everybody over there on the ground?
yeah.
Yeah, I have fire spells. Nobody asked me. And
Bring
then
it
I did. I will cast create bonfire right at the feet and or body of the administratress.
Yeah. It's.
Can I, on my way over to grab Fern, can I use a bonus action to just like kick that dude in the head? like you know, like
Which
I don't know,
dude?
how
Your
did-
dude?
The guy who I hit, who was mad at me.
Yeah,
after the
yeah,
fire,
sure, yeah, you
I'm
kick
gonna
him for
walk
free.
over and be like,
Yeah.
as I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna roll your damage
salty.
for you to speed things up. 'Cause
Great.
it's an automatic crit on an unarmed attack.
Sweat.
You do like 7 damage to it.
Great.
Congrats.
That makes me happy. I did 20 damage to that idiot.
Yeah, he looks pretty bad actually. But you grab your stuff,
Okay,
you're going,
Virgo,
you're running away on the ground. You throw this fire on the ground. You actually yeah, you have an advantage on this attack. Is it a save or is it an attack?
Any creature in the bonfire space you cast spell must succeed on dexterity saving.
Oh yeah,
throw.
no, they
Take
just like
1d8
automatically fail, so they all take. they all
1d8
take
fire
it.
damage.
Great.
As long as
I'll
they're
roll
there.
for it, I'll roll
Each
for it.
turn that they're there.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Exactly.
A little bit. I will have you know that the paralysis doesn't last that long because it's a sonic based attack.
Yeah, that's where
So-
you're gonna slow them down.
Anyway, so you do that. You do some damage. I'm actually gonna mark. What is this?
Is the dimension portal, is that a concentration spell?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so the
it
portal
is.
is
She
closed.
lost
Stop.
it.
Yeah, I would say because it happened at the end of
This
the
one's
round,
hanging,
then
coming
it would be.
clutch.
I guess only 2 soldiers
two
really got
came in.
through, and they're also on the ground. I rolled for
And
them
currently in
already.
a bonfire?
Oh.
They are.
And
Let's
we are
see.
all booking it down the road towards.
We're gonna roll for
Moses
dankness for a more
mostly.
important reason, which is to see if the fire actually spreads. It might spread a little bit. If you want to stick around, you can watch.
Nope.
Okay,
No,
cool.
we're
You run,
fine.
go up the hill. You're running. You get everyone together. You're running away. They're taking some damage over a number of rounds that
I
I've
run
determined here.
fast.
Portal's gone. Soldiers on the ground. Here we go. You notice that this little device, it goes, and it blows. It basically self-destructs when it runs out of energy. So it ends.
Cool.
It's designed to destroy itself. It ends, and you are easily, I don't know, like 300 yards up before they are now off the ground and starting to remobilize. You see that in front of you, the path splits. One option allows you to cut into the front-facing part of the mountain, which is a more traditional path for the mines. However, you, Zinni, happen to know that there is a lesser explored path that you have to cycle up and around to enter the cavern from a higher position.
Yeah.
That is where you typically go to salvage for your materials.
Yeah.
It's more dangerous, but you've never actually gone inside, so you only know what your surrogate father told you.
Okay, so that would be the left.
Yeah, the
portal
left
path.
path, yeah.
All right, so he will
Road
look at
less
everybody and
travel.
say, "Left, go left."
Okay, I'm just imagining you all do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear!
No, the bear's
Cool.
fine now.
Yeah, he's fine now that they're outside
we're
of the
fine.
range.
Fern!
Burn.
I
on the ground.
have speed
Yeah.
of
Bear dog!
Yeah.
Cool. So you
Do we have animals for everybody?
Basically,
apparently.
yeah.
So you make it to the very
No.
top.
I'm a wolf.
You make it to the very top, and you curl around
Big.
a corner. You notice that what is
Bear-sized.
now, instead of
So,
like a slightly
fern
reddish,
big.
rocky face, it begins to overhang as the mountain looms closer. It gets colder up there, just a little bit. You make this trip for not very long. It's steep, but it's not a very long journey. You don't know where these other individuals are and whether they are tracking you or able to find you or whether they're tending to their wounds. But assuming you keep your speed and they keep their speed, for whatever reason, you were able to make a quick turn into a cavern entrance that is really narrow. It's a sort of like a little crevice in the side of the mountain that Zinni happens to know. He guides you in. You slip through, one after another. Looks like the larger animals can't fit through.
Oh no.
I humanize.
Is there any
You
way I
have
can transform
60 seconds to figure out what you're doing,
They're not
assuming they're
gonna-
on your tail.
They're not gonna care about the animals. They're not going to go after them. So
Is there any way
give
we
away
can
our
transform
position.
them?
We could send them away.
Could they go like up around and meet us on the other side of the pathway? Like, would he?
There are places that you know that they could go to
Okay.
and be kind
just,
of out
just
of
send
way.
them on. They'll meet us up.
Can you talk to them
Yeah.
and tell them that?
yeah, I get off of Sar, and I'm trying to find.
I assume animal handling?
Yeah. So can I roll animal handling to like send both
speak to
Fern
animals.
and
Animals.
Star?
She has to speak to animals.
Yeah, just
Didn't I already use that on
You can
Herald
use
of
it.
March though?
You can use it
use
multiple
it more than
times.
once.
That was last night.
You slept.
Okay, brilliant. So I
Spell
cast
slot.
speak with animals,
Yeah, spell
and
slot.
I just like pat them both on the nose and say, "Go around, go on, we'll be fine, go." Okay.
Is that
What
your horse?
I'm trying to have
It's
a
an
longer.
elephant
I'm
horse.
trying to have a longer like.
Hey, man.
nose.
No.
Let's
Okay, I
go
pat them.
on
I
the
send them on. We're
face.
good.
There you go.
Alright.
So yes, it seems like they understood what you were instructing them to do, and so you notice that Fern's following Sar. They find their way off the path, and you slip in. Aegon, it's a little hard for you, buddy. Why don't you roll dexterity for me?
Oh boy.
It's fine.
Get skinny.
Oh no.
Get skinny.
Suck it in.
I don't know. 9.
Kind of hurts.
Ow.
It's cutting you up. The
9.
rocky face there. You're gonna take some damage
Cool.
Yikes.
as you're trying to slip through. It's not a lot. It's 4. You take 4 damage, just this slashing damage as you are trying to get through the rocky face there. Eventually, the rocks open up. So you've slipped through a little crevice. You open up into an area, and this area is bizarre. It is unlike anything that you've seen. You've already been to the Dungeon of Taurus. Instead of it being a really dank, like enclosed area, it's almost like it opens up to the sky itself. So as if the mountain, you cut through a crevice, and then it opens in an area that is direct moon or sunlight here. In this case, sunlight. And along the ridges of the walls, a circle of a radius that might be about, I say diameter of about like 50 yards. So it's pretty big. You see that the ground has lines in it. I'm trying to imagine like crop circles, or maybe even if you've seen like the Mayan calendar, where it has like very specific runic patterns that are in a multi-circled layered etchings on the ground, written in a script that I don't think any of you understand. But let me check. What is the weirdest language that any of you
Celestial.
know?
Oh, here we go. Also celestial.
I know Leonin. And Giant.
I know Druidic.
Technically, I know
I think I know
Draconic.
infernal.
I know crap.
Halfling, Elvish, Dwarvish.
I'll just tell you. There's
That's
no
what I
reason to hide it. This is primordial. How many of you know that language?
No.
Okay, cool.
Celestial,
Um,
kind
There's a second script that's underneath it that translates it. Do any of you know Undercommon?
Nope.
Okay. So, well, then none of you know what it says. And as you are looking at these etchings, you also notice that it is reflected in that it is repeated, those same messages, on the walls itself around. And on those walls, you see drawings of these large rock-like creatures that have little lines representing glowing light inside of their chests and their heads, and they are roaming in this big sort of mural that surrounds you in this particular mountainside. But from the tops of the murals, it's a stone, it's a relief sculpture. So with these sort of mural of sculpture here, you see that there are bolts of lightning that have been drawn all the way up to the top of the mountainside.
Right.
Underneath and in the middle, I want Axios and Cypress to roll perception.
Got you. Oh, it was almost an 18, but it was a 5.
It's a 12.
It's a 12. Yours was a 5.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, we're doing
Um,
great.
Could I trick you into it being an 18?
The floor in front of you is very interesting, but it is not like the rocks that you were walking on to get here. It feels like it's made of something else. You can't really make much of a sense out of it. And finally, you got a 12, so I guess that's it. That's all you see.
Oh.
You're here, and you know, Zinni, that typically what you would find in this area is that there's an entrance that is at the opposite edge of this large area. And for whatever reason that you do not understand, when you come here, occasionally you will find these scraps of metal or sort of like these draconic stones that come from that entrance and are sort of laid in a little, like you imagine like a tributary dispensing little sedimentary rocks at the end of a river delta. It's almost like it's spitting that material from whatever this entrance is, because it'll end up being scattered and evenly distributed in a little triangle at the entrance of this mine. But you know for a fact that it is dangerous down there, so you've never gone inside of it ever.
All right. So once we kind of like take a second, breathe, he will say, "Right, listen. This area. This is as far as I've gotten. You can't really go inside there, or I can't go inside there because I can't fight. I can dodge. You saw that. It was great. It was cool.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
Yeah. That's all I can do. So I have never gotten inside there, but I think the things to get my machine. There's strange things that come out of there. You might be able to see them there now. It's really strange. I think if there's anywhere around here that the materials might be to make this work, would be inside there. And if I can get this working, I can reverse engineer that thing for you.
Okay, dope. Sounds like we're
Sounds
going deeper
like-
in the mountain.
Yep.
I'm not worried.
Did you say that
we're pretty
there are
strong.
draconic stones?
Yeah.
Or did you mean primordial?
Oh, primordial, yeah.
Okay.
The language, the primordial language, the easiest way to describe it is that if you've ever looked at hieroglyphics, it's like that, but there's a lot less detail. So it's mostly pictographic, but you wouldn't even really be able to tell what it's saying from the images
I
there.
assume it's not kin to celestial or draconic?
No.
Or giant?
No.
Bummer.
Not the language
Zinni.
of giants.
Do you,
Yep.
do you happen to know anything about these creatures that I presume that these are the same ones who have been attacking the town.
They're dangerous. I can't say that I've gone close enough to want to investigate it fully, if that's what you're asking.
I guess we go find out.
Okay, you
ourselves.
need to stay very close to us, okay?
Yeah.
I'll fight something. I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah,
I
me too.
want to help you all, but I will die if any of those things touches me.
That won't happen.
What? You're very weak.
It's true.
You know what? It's okay. I'm very strong. And I'll
Good.
hit him on the back real hard.
Okay. At the
true, you are.
At the entrance to the actual cavern itself, the traditional entrance that is there, you see written in common, it's also carved right over the entrance. It's very hastily carved, almost like it was written by just someone who happened to be there one day. It reads, "Thunderbolts that struck this peak walk among us today." And then underneath it, a message that says, "Those of might and pride can enter through another way."
Axios, this sounds perfect for you.
Yeah, I'm from a pride.
Lol.
See,
And I got might. Maybe I should go
another
first.
way. Is it talking about the other path? Do you think?
What would I know about this?
Why don't you roll history?
Okay.
Or is-
Oops. That is a 8.
Every now and then, your father or your surrogate father Kepler would talk about the legends of the keepers of the mountains, the Thundercrag Mountains, and there was a legend long ago that if and you would zone out every time.
Oh no.
Not sure, honestly.
Great.
I'm very studious in some things.
No worries.
I'm sure.
That's a mood.
That's Axios.
Yeah, what's up?
Your pickaxe begins to feel heavy again.
Oh. Okay, guys, the same thing is happening where my pickaxe feels heavy. I'm not giving it to you this time. It stopped last time. I kind of feel like we should look around. It feels like kind of a magical thing. Can y'all like take a look around the walls and stuff?
So-
Move things around. I want to look around for a deposit.
Okay, so are you like walking around with your pickaxe? Is that the
Yeah.
idea?
You got like a dowsing
compass?
rod.
Inigo Montoya with his sword. Or his guide my sword.
Guide
Guide
my
my
s-
pickaxe.
Cool.
Grandmother.
Pick a direction, up, down, left, or forward, back, left, right, just randomly.
Right.
Cool. It got a little bit heavier.
Ooh, go forward.
It got a lot heavier.
Ooh, what am I looking at in front of me?
You're in the middle of the room.
I'm in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, go forward.
It gets less heavy.
Okay, go back.
Okay, it's the heaviest it's been.
Right?
It gets less heavy again.
Okay, go back and then go left.
Just go.
Maybe it's
Just
the
down.
center.
What
Try
are you
hitting
doing?
the ground.
Hit the ground.
You
It's
have
the
to
middle
come
of the
back to
room.
the spot.
What's in the middle of the room?
Why do you roll
Flutter
investigation?
Sometimes.
Okay, let him do it.
It's fine.
What's he doing with
I'm
his,
working
with his
on it.
pick? What is
Really?
this?
We're not
Hey,
quite sure.
magic.
Roll an 8.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're looking at this ground in front of you. It seems like all of the crop circle thing that I explained earlier. It's almost like it spirals to a focus in the middle of the room. And there are particular, let's call them artistic renderings of something representing something in the surface of it. You can't read the script that's there, either of the scripts that are there, which makes it hard. But even the artistic understanding of what's being represented there, you can tell that this is made of rock, you think.
Wow.
This is a really interesting rock.
I like
Do you want me to
break it.
swing my pick at it? Can I swing my pick at
Yeah,
it?
do it.
Yeah. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll just like it's a mining check.
Strength. Mining check.
It's just roll.
It's a leaner.
It's a leaner.
I wish it wasn't a leaner. That's a forward. I don't know if there's
Oh.
mods.
So you take your pickaxe, you bring it up, down into the middle, and you notice that it goes, and it bounces backwards and flings in the opposite direction and strikes the ground behind you. And rock breaks in that section behind you.
Can I scratch at the center of the floor with my claws?
You're gonna scratch it.
Guys,
You're
I
gonna
don't-
give it an unarmed strike.
Squishy
Yeah, I want to
scratchy.
scratch it.
I don't think this is the
I
way.
got an 11.
So you notice, you see Axios there, and he's just like pawing clawing, sorry, at the middle of this area here. And every time you scratch it, you notice that your hand bounces back, and you have to put it back in place.
Wait, Axios, didn't you say you have a magic pickaxe?
Yeah, just hit it.
Hit
Okay, I'm gonna hit it with my pickaxe.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oh, it's just like a D20.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Isn't that the detection device?
Finally, it's a nat 20. No,
That's so funny.
We're on a mining check, so I mean,
Wow.
I get the big ball.
Okay, so
You gotta
your
roll it
pickaxe,
big.
you lift it above your head, and the rest of you.
Oh wait.
This is
she crits with
this is a guy that just a second ago was clawing in the middle of the room. Picks up his pickaxe and just he does a and actually flips it in place to get the most satisfying. That's the echo off the walls of this area here. And why don't you start with your D100 and let's see what happens there.
Oh no.
It's a 98.
Jeez.
Did we
Um,
also get
You
a
got
97?
97.
Oh.
That's really funny.
Oh no.
Please do music.
I can't believe that ended up. Okay,
Is it a
well,
bomb?
so this is what happens. Your pickaxe has this incredible moment that's really easy for you to perceive, but for everyone else, just looks kind of off. And it is that your pickaxe, the closer it gets to the middle of this area, the faster it moves because its own gravity increases. So to everyone else, it's like, oh yeah, he swung really hard. But to you, it's almost like the pickaxe was moving faster than you could swing it. And so by the time you're able to finally get your kind of the arc of your swing to strike it in place, one, it doesn't bounce off, which is great. It in fact lodges into place. You see your eyes, they start phasing in place.
Wait, can I still
Axios,
see?
can you see me?
And all you see are lights of colors.
everywhere?
over and over in your mind, like you stepped into Willy Wonka's tunnel of terror.
Oh, that's the worst. No.
But good and cool and not
Bugs.
trademarked. No, so
Kaleidoscope.
you see an
Shapes and
endless
colors.
auroran sort of landscape of colored lights that ricochet off of each other. 8 colors, those 8, bouncing back and forth in your mind like they were. Yeah, like they were stars that were relaying like a game of ping pong different colors to each other, refracting through prisms of light. And in the midst of all of that, these stars in your mind arrange and form a face that is familiar to you. And in your mind, you see your grandfather, Buxton. His mane borne out in thousands of stars, a constellation larger and more sophisticated. And he is there in front of you.
Axios. Remember who you are. Except not trademarked.
We'll get back to what the rest of you see, but for what you see right now,
Grandpaps?
he says, this
Grandpaps?
voice, the
Grandpaps.
constellation does not move. In fact, a series of stars, all they do is they basically twinkle visually, but in your head you hear his voice. Absolutely iconic. You always remembered his voice because you spent enough time with him even as a young, cub. You remember the stories that he used to tell, and so you hear him say this. Axios. He was supposed to have a cool lion voice. What have you done to me? And he James Earl Jones, guest star here. Axios.
James.
If you will find the mightiest force, then it is not through brute strength, but through your curiosity and your desire. I will show you the might of Star Crusher. And you see that the stars in his mane begin to explode in like a little firework effect. Each of them individually and randomly turning into one of the 8 colors. As rain falls from the sky, each of them shards of crystal. And as you stand there looking at all of this, these crystals phase through your body. As they strike the ground, you hear them 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 50, 100, 400. As they fall to the ground in front of you, and you see as the cascading light of color builds almost a rainbow of crystal itself, he say, take these on your journey and use them to show them the might of the Embermane pride. Let your curiosity bring you success. And your eyes resettle, and the rest of you saw Axios' war pick shatter. Not well, do the light shatter. It's still intact.
Okay, great.
There's a light explosion that pops out 16 shards, 2 of every color.
Oh my word.
Is that what
Every
Sigma
color?
stones?
Say every color?
Mm-hmm.
Including black jade?
Yes. Yeah. This is news to you. All of the shards arranged in a circle at the middle of this area, they are all bouncing with different forms of energy. You look at the blue ones, and you see that they in place, and clouds of a frosty dust fall off their face. The reddish ones jumping as fire shoots from inside of them. You see that the amethyst little shards are bouncing up and down in place and are pushing all of the others from near them. You see the emerald one vibrate and rotate in place as it hovers. You see that the opal one is beginning to burn through the rock and is falling lower into the rock surface.
Wait, grab that.
You see that the black jade has little black tendrils of magic that are propping it up on the ground as it reverberates in place. And finally, the diamonds are gleaming so bright that it's burning. It's like creating a little bit of a burn in the stone around it. And all of them, they eventually all come to a rest and your pickaxe is lodged into the middle of this room. And then it falls out. Not a scratch in the stone in front of you.
What was that?
So I was really vibing.
I noticed. I just saw like my grandfather. I saw
What?
Did y'all see some lights and stuff?
In your eyeballs.
Wait.
Like that must. Maybe I
You're
hit
talking
my
about
head on the way
lights?
down. Yeah.
I see lights
well,
sometimes.
but they were like
Pixie
colored. They weren't
colors.
stars. They were like lights from gemstones.
We saw
Well,
a
there's
light
a
when
lot of
the shards
gemstones
appeared,
right
but-
here.
My grandfather like spoke to me just now.
But what is it?
Did y'all hear
Dead?
No.
Okay, so
Cypress.
yes. You don't need to bring that up. That's fine.
It's not a jerk move, dude.
Who are
He's
you
dead.
people?
She's
Zinni,
hearing
I need you to roll
him.
investigation.
Okay.
We should like collect these.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
these
good.
shards?
Yeah.
That was almost a nat 20.
Let's pick them up. It wasn't.
It's two of these.
Investigation?
Yeah.
24.
Cool. So, you, Zinni, you recognize this pattern now. You don't remember the history of this legend, but when you look at the center of this room, you are positive that the symbols that are there, rudimentary pictographic little images that spiral to the center, are parts of a construct, of a conjured elemental. And in fact, you can actually tell that the middle is not necessarily like a message or a warning. It's like representing the heart of one of the construct's bodies, with a circle inside of it, very clearly where the pickaxe was meant to strike. But instead, you see symbols on it, and your understanding of what these symbols mean is that a creature that is built upon this electrical energy really does not have the strongest defenses against cold energy. And so you see that in the middle, it's literally like a chemistry equation where it says cold plus the symbol that you know means these constructs equals destruction. And that's literally what it said. That's like a clue of some kind.
So, guys,
Yeah.
can any of you make cold?
That's a good
Why?
question.
No.
I mean,
I don't
You
think
can
so.
do all these other amazing things. Surely you can make cold.
Technically, I can. Yeah. I have.
Yes. Go on.
Yes.
What is
Yes.
it?
What?
Yes. Yes.
It's dumb.
Yes.
So. I have breath of the crab.
I'm sorry.
What? You have what? I told you to eat crabs, man.
There were a lot of different kinds of crabs.
So crabs?
What? So, crabs definitely was a thing.
How exactly does that help us?
So I can breathe a cone or 30-foot line of cold.
Cool story, bro.
It's I can become empowered by
By the cold.
the ascendant crab.
Sure, that'll work. That works great.
Thanks.
Well, go
Cindy.
ahead.
What?
Axios. There's one thing more I need to share with Axios here.
What's up? Sorry, I was
That's good.
adding my shards.
Yeah.
Good call.
Got some new shards. Axios, you notice that the head of your pickaxe is permanently different from what it used to be. Previously there used to be like an inscription of a message of your people, and then literally just an icon of a lion's teeth, like mouth roaring, fangs, all that good stuff, and that took up the middle of your war pick, right? That's where it's fastened in place. But after this happened, that is no longer there. You're not sure where that is. You could look around and not find pieces of it on the ground. But instead, what you actually do notice is that where the fangs existed, those are the only things that are left. I say fangs, canines, right? Where the canines were, that's the only thing that's left. And the shape that the canines make is in such a way that it would perfectly fit the size and shape of a shard. No. One that you may now have in your inventory.
Tries them on.
But I'm worried that once I put one in, I can't take it out. Like I just gotta
It could be.
pick one.
I mean, you could be able to sock it.
You're from the Topaz tribe.
You could like put them in and take them out and put another one in.
We don't know
Right
that.
now we need code.
I mean,
coal.
I have cold breath.
Aegon can
There
cover
was
the
We need
one
cold
if
if
more.
you want
I-
to choose
I-
sapphire.
We need more.
Cold
We need
would
more
probably be
cold.
sapphire.
The cold,
'Cause
like
it's evocation,
frost was
right.
coming off of the sapphires while they were bouncing in place.
But if you want to choose something different, I believe Aegon has cold under control.
I could try it before we get too far as socketing.
You
is
go ahead and
concerned.
try it. I'm gonna inspect some of
Okay,
these shards.
I'm gonna spend a key point to breathe a cone of 5 feet wide, 30 feet long ice crab, snow crab, power breath,
Snow crab,
ascendant,
power breath.
ascendant snow crab,
Way
breath
of the ascendant snow crab, yes.
Wait, the
into
ascendant snow crab.
the whole thing.
Straight down.
Yeah,
Just like just like straight
Got
into
it.
it. Cool.
I'm gonna step.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let
Yeah,
me roll.
stick
Let me
to
roll
the
for its
edges.
dex save here. Oh wait, it's the ground.
Wait.
So you see that your frosty breath it begins to fill in all of the crevices, and it starts filling up a little bit, and then your breath runs out and it reverses course.
We need more code.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see if this little shard piece.
is that the one that
Finish
was
sapphire?
cold
Yeah,
earlier?
Yeah, so the two sapphires were cold, so I'm gonna see if they fit. You see how like these fangs are kind of like they look like you could put something in them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like
Yeah.
put this sapphire.
So
in.
you're going to put a sapphire shard into your pickaxe. That's what's happening
Yeah.
right now. Your war pick.
Don't you do stuff with making things? Don't you put them together or whatever?
Yeah.
Don't.
Maybe you would
Would-
do better at this.
Would he be
I
good?
don't know
at
if I
that?
should be the one to do it.
All right, I'll do
You
it.
don't recognize what this magic is.
I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
So, you know,
I'm
like
doing it.
magnetic fasteners.
Yeah.
You start pulling it closer, and then you let go, and it pulls it straight in, and it's locked in place. And the second that it does, you see, and snow begins to fall from your war pick.
Sick.
Like dry ice.
Okay, so like put it
Like
right
a dry
above
ice
the
little effect, a little
thing.
particle effect. Yeah.
Snug.
You see that the war pick frosts from the base to the tip, and the very tip of it is encased in this frozen surface. And
Well.
it just breathes cold energy.
Okay, I want to hit the middle with it.
I want to
What-
hit
what's
the
that?
middle
I
of
would
it.
definitely recommend putting
Can we like
that.
move the shards out of the way?
We'll share
So I
together.
put them in our.
Right before
okay.
he does that,
Yeah.
Zinni will pull out Kibo and say, "Kibo, analysis mode." So he'll start like taking data on this.
Why don't you give me a you pick depending on your personality, investigate or animal handling.
Investigation or animal handling? Well, you see, my investigation is a lot better than my animal handling,
You
so
could
I
do
think that's what I'm
investigation.
gonna roll.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's bad. 9.
Okay. What did you command it to do again?
It's basically to collect data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Kiba goes. And it runs down onto the ground. And then you see it go. And it starts rolling in circles around all of you. With a tiny little blue light scanning the ground.
Cute.
Right, great, works. Not what I wanted, but it works.
All right. So, do you
Doesn't
think
look
it's
like
okay
a
if I
beetle.
hit this area with my cold axe?
Sure, yeah, that's my best lead at this point.
All right.
Great. Wait.
Cat.
You interrupted my swing.
We hadn't resolved your wild magic surge.
Oh, I thought the
no.
lights were that.
That was just a crit.
Do you know why I didn't explain yet what your wild magic surge was?
Is it bad?
No. It's because it was nothing. Your wild magic surge was caster suffers a head cold.
And you're immune to disease.
I can't make this up. I can't make this up. I
This is
can't,
definitely scripted.
I can't believe that
That's
happened.
wonderful. That's fantastic.
So
Convenient.
yeah. Anyway, so that's a lot of nothing happens, but I thought players should know that that's what
That's
happened.
freaking nice.
So it's like plot armor, but for your immune system. So you ready this pickaxe. It is frosting in place, and you strike the ground in front of you. You don't really need a roll because at the end of the day, like you have advantage, and it's the ground. So you do your mining check, and the frost. And it swirls all the way out to the edges of this 50-yard diameter room, and you see that it crawls up the walls in the etchings of the constructs through the lettered scripts that tell the story of these constructs, and as it goes all the way to the very top, you see the frost begin to crack the center of the room.
Uh-oh. Move.
Let's.
I didn't mean to.
And as it begins to open,
All things considered.
actually, I'm gonna say this. It doesn't open. As it begins to crack underneath you, you also see something that terrifies you. Over in the corner of a circular room, there is one of these etchings of these constructs. And the frost up, and it carves out like a cookie cutter the exact outline of one of these constructs, which then begins to come to life as lightning sparks from a core in
I'm
its
sorry,
chest.
I didn't mean to.
And the reverberating sound of this core begins to echo off the sides, and you know, Zinni, this is the only magic that is powerful and sophisticated enough to be able to reverse engineer multiple stars at once. As you hear the sound whirring, and a construct falls off the wall and immediately begins to strike. I'm sure we get that input to you. We will be back. But to sum up where we are, our heroes are in the town of Starstep, where they meet a mysterious administrator and her mages. As they begin to close in on exactly who our heroes are and their fugitive state, they find a new friend in Zinni and his surrogate father, Keplo, along with Kibo, his little robot. I don't know if we named him for the rest of you. As all of them begin to make their escape and climb up the mountain, they discover a very mysterious room which Axios was able to unlock using the powers that his grandfather Luxand bequeathed him. In the midst of all this, a construct has come to life and prepares to fight all of our heroes. What will happen next? Tune in next time as we, in the weave of the Ninestone, wrap up this encounter and see what happens next. We have 1, 2, 3 more sessions in this campaign. So we hope that you'll join us as we wrap up, and we look forward to seeing you then. Everyone say bye!
Bye!